welcome into episode 11 of the Watchlist podcast. I'm joined by my co-hosts Chase, Christian, Jacob, and Jordan, and I'm your host for today, Jagger. You can find us
Yep.
on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TikTok, and Instagram under the same handle. Just quickly before we get in anything, just recap episode 10. So we did the Indiana Jones trilogy. You want to see that? We also put up a few clips on Instagram or in Snapchat. Nope, not Snapchat, TikTok, uh, where I'm shitting on Short Round and just the greatness of Raiders of the Lost Ark. We also did Jordan's Guess That Movie, which is also up on TikTok if you want to check that out. So on today's agenda, we got the news, which I'm going to do. We got a film breakdown of Man versus Machine. It's going to feature Tron, Alien, Avengers Age of Ultron. And then we have a bracket, which I have not told the guys about yet, and they'll see when we get there. I think they'll be excited. And then we're going to do a new style episode next week. We're going to break that down when we get there, talk about that. We're just trying something new. So, first, let's do some weekly catch up. Jordan, what you got going on?
What I got going on? MLB The Show makes me want to die. Played it for 8 hours today. Everyone was on with me. They know. I want to forget about that. But I actually watched a lot of movies this week. Um, Let me rattle some off. So obviously I watched the movies that we watched, and then I watched Mission Impossible, the first one. Very, very good. I watched Schneider, what were the ones I was telling you about? I watched Terminator 1, and I'm gonna watch Terminator 2 maybe tonight, possibly. Um, since we watched Age of Ultron, I watched Civil War after that, so that was really good. I was going to see Warfare in 40X, but the only showtime was at like 10:30 or maybe it was 11, and I didn't really feel like going to see a movie at 11 o'clock because I'm
Yeah, because you're an
like
old hag.
85 years old. So didn't see that, but definitely going to see Sinners, and maybe if there's other showtimes, I'll go see Warfare because I do really want to see that. That's for me.
Okay.
There's a lot for
Sounds
me.
good. Let's toss it to Schnur.
What's up, man? Not much going on again. Um, yeah, just MLB The Show. Pulled Trout this week. Pretty cool.
Obviously.
Um, yeah, not much. In terms of movies, I mentioned to you guys I was in a little bit of like a slump kind of. Didn't really watch a lot of great movies, and that turned around this week. I think I rewatched The Conversation, which I brought up as a potential watch a few weeks ago on this. I originally had like a 2.5 stars because I just thought it was boring when I first watched it. And then on rewatch, I gave it like 4.5. It's incredible. Um, yeah, definitely don't know why I had it that low. I watched the first Mission Impossible for the first time, which is also amazing. I
Very,
would love
very
to talk
good.
about that more. I can't wait till we like all watch those and get to that, when we talk about Dead Reckoning coming out or Final Reckoning, whatever it is. Because I
It's
want to
the
talk about
final
that
reckoning.
movie. Yeah, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that movie because it was so good. Um, I showed my parents After Hours last night 'cause I thought they would like it, and my dad absolutely hated it. My dad thought it was like the worst thing ever.
Ball
He thought it
nowhere.
was like
Your
he thought
dad
it was
probably
like
had
so
steam
weird.
coming off of his head. He was so mad watching
He
it.
was
It's a
pissed.
very hit or miss movie.
That's a
Sucks.
very that's a very rare miss remark too.
No, Mark doesn't like Get Out. He doesn't like Mad Max Fury Road. There's a lot of
Oh,
stuff he doesn't like.
He's a he's a big Dune guy though, so
I was
he's
telling Jordan,
goaded.
I stopped like watching movies with him because he just hated everything that I was like watching with him, and then I showed him Dune though, and he actually really liked that. But he did not like After Hours. He was like, I don't know. He gets up like halfway through to go to the bathroom, and he's like, "This is the weirdest movie I've ever seen." And he
I
was
mean, he's
just
not wrong.
and he was just complaining the whole time about like why doesn't he just ask these random people for like $1.50 to take the subway? Like why is he like meeting all them and not asking for money? Um, it
True.
was funny. I still love that movie. And then after that, I watched All That Jazz, which was incredible as well. Like literally was like stressing me out, but it was like I don't even know. It was like so many different things. Like stressful. It's like a based on the director's real life, but it's like somewhat of a musical. But there's like I don't know. It was crazy. Been on my watch list for a while, so closed out my week with that. And watched a lot of good shows. Last of Us comes out tonight. We're recording on Sunday. Cannot wait for that.
sounds good. I mean, you just heard from the luckiest pack opener, and all of them will be the show. So
Randy's next.
Not
we'll
today.
go to uh, we'll go to the second best. We'll go to Christian. Let's see what we got.
Cool. So I had a pretty good week. Yesterday, I went to a jazz club in the city called the Jagger with my girlfriend, so that was a lot of fun.
Jingle.
But in terms of movies, I actually watched a lot this week. I started off with Meet the Robinsons, absolutely fucking classic. One of my favorite animated movies as a child, so that was really good. I gave it a 4 on rewatch, so it holds up. I know Jordan's not a fan. I think he's
It scares me. It scared me as a kid, so
You
I'm
don't
a
like
little
Meet the
scarred.
Robinsons?
I don't know. I used to watch it as a kid, and I used to be like nervous watching it. I don't know. It would freak me out a little bit.
You kind of look like Goob.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
My roommate in college used to call me Goob.
yeah.
What is with everyone taking these like ugly characters and just comparing them to me
Goob's
every
not ugly.
episode?
He's just tired. What do you
E-
mean?
Every episode. I have bags under my eyes, apparently.
Dude, stop. You look like Brad Pitt.
Bags in
I don't like
box.
it.
Yeah, right.
So I also watched Up this week, really good. I like Meet the Robinsons more though, which is
Wow.
interesting. And then obviously we watched Alien this week for the podcast, so I also went ahead and watched Prometheus and Alien Covenant. Prometheus was solid. I mentioned in my Letterboxd review that this is like the best worst movie ever because
I agree.
plot and the idea behind the movie is so great. They just don't execute it well, like their dialogue and their writing and like some corniness involved, which like the
Sounds
corniness is
familiar.
fun,
What'd
but
what'd you give it, Christian?
I give it a 3.5.
Oh, okay. So you just explained Tron and you gave that what? We'll get into it later. We'll get into it later.
We'll dig into Tron for sure. But Alien Covenant was great. I really, really enjoyed it. Between a 4 and a 4.5, but gave it a 4. It was a really good movie. And I think that's all I watched. So that's pretty
So
much it.
you said, oh, like, so I watched Alien and then I watched Prometheus and Covenant. What happened to Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien 4?
You wanted to
Well,
go to
it's-
Prometheus because you watched Aliens.
Hop
Well, I've
straight to
seen,
Prometheus.
I've seen Aliens, so I wasn't gonna
You gotta
rewatch.
watch 3 and 4 then.
I do have to watch 3 and 4. Obviously, we all saw Romulus together. I don't know if Jordan
Not
was
me.
there. Yeah, not Jordan. But yeah, the prequels are good. They're fun watches.
They are. They definitely are. Alien Earth come out this summer, so that's cool too.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Exciting.
I saw Prometheus a couple years ago, Christian, and I had kind of the same feelings as you.
Dude,
I thought it was like okay.
I don't want to like give away like the plot for Chase, but I feel like that like the idea of the movie kind of like resonates like with what we like, and it just sucks that they kind of dropped the ball with it a little bit. But I
Yeah,
will say Covenant is one of the best looking movies I think I've seen like over the last like 10, 15 years. I think it's absolutely beautiful.
well,
I think I agree with you on Prometheus. I thought it was kind of just like ended up kind of being like a pretty basic like action movie when it could have been more. But I don't with Covenant, you thought it was great. I thought like the CGI xenomorphs, I didn't like that in Covenant.
I thought it worked perfectly. I think like the world building, it was just so beautiful. I don't know. I love like the planet that they end up going on to. Like obviously the ship, Covenant was so sick. Like everything about it was really cool.
Is Idris Elba in that one or is it Prometheus?
Prometheus he's in. But
Prometheus. Okay.
also, without getting into spoilers, David is unbelievable.
He's a good character.
He's
Fassbender is great in that role.
sick.
The thing I love about Prometheus is at the time no one knew it was like an alien film. Like I'm sure you could speculate, but like when it came out, no one had any idea. Just Ridley just directing this other space movie, which is cool.
wait.
But,
Prometheus is in the Alien franchise? Is that what you just said?
brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
How am I supposed to know this? I've never seen any Alien movie.
That's true. Honestly, that's my fault. But yeah, it's part of the Alien
Okay.
franchise.
Yeah, and then after
At the
that,
time, it was just released.
There's no Alien Prometheus. It's just Prometheus. So how am I supposed to know
Prometheus.
that?
No, it's yeah. We won't get into anything before
Okay.
that. But
Okay.
let's go to Chase.
What's up, Jagger? Since we're on the topic of Alien, I went ahead and watched Aliens after I watched Alien because of spoiler alert how much I enjoyed Alien. Was a little let down by Aliens. I know you and Christian are very big into Aliens. I know Schnur is a bit more on like the scale with me with how we look at it, but I mean with that movie super fun. I don't love the genre shift from horror to action. I didn't love that at all just because of how great the horror version is of Alien, but nonetheless, it was a fun watch. Sigourney Weaver? Sigourney? Is that how you pronounce it?
Sigourney Weaver, yeah.
Sigourney Weaver, I mean, she's great. She's just like the perfect embodiment of her character. And I think that like they couldn't have cast a better actress for that role. And I love them. I'm not gonna spoil it for Jordan in case he wants to go on and watch it. But
I do probably will watch it.
yeah,
like
so
Jagger.
I'll leave it there. But we can talk about Aliens when you end up watching it, Jordan. But so I watched Aliens, and then after Age of Ultron, I went ahead and decided to do a rewatch of Marvel, which has been actually really fun so far. I've really enjoyed it, even though some of the movies are not as good as I remember. I went through the first Avenger, went through Iron Man, which is great.
Incredible.
First Iron Man is phenomenal.
Should we run it back from
Um,
the first episode?
What's that?
Tony's. No, okay.
Okay.
We'll keep going.
The first Iron Man is great. I watched Thor last night, and I watched the first Avengers movie last night. Don't want to go too much into that. Maybe some things will come up as we talk about Age of Ultron, but still going through that. Excited to get through it, and I also watched the Black Mirror episode 2 this week. That I know that Schnurr and Jagger also watched, which was pretty good. I actually liked it.
Did you skip one?
I did. I
Oh,
did
you
skip one.
son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I did skip one because I couldn't stop thinking about Schnurr's text of like I want to throw up watching episode 2 because I was like I have to see what he's talking about. So I watched episode 2.
Well, apparently I'm
Um,
in episode 3, whatever that
I
means.
You
didn't
are in
see
episode
you.
3.
I didn't see you in episode
Yes,
3,
you did.
so
Dude, he's
I did
literally.
not.
Schnurr,
He's
you
the
you gotta
guy-
send me a picture of this guy.
I'll be vague, but he's like this. He's like literally coding. He's like a guy that's coding in the episode, and
Does he
looks
look like
Jordan.
me?
Yeah, and he like acts like you.
Great.
It's literally you.
I can only imagine.
Is he the one fixing?
Huh?
Is he the one fixing?
Yeah, he's like that guy.
Does that look like me, Jagger?
No.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
cup
I
of
can't like
coffee.
fully picture him right now, but
That was literally
Yeah.
Jordan.
I'm looking it up right now.
okay.
I've been
Um,
hearing this.
but yeah, it was a good week. I worked today. I just want to applaud you gentlemen for letting us record late today in honor of my shift today. So thank you.
No
Don't
worries.
applaud me. Apologize to my girlfriend. That's all you gotta do.
Why is she
Uh-oh.
pissed?
No, she's not mad.
She's pissed.
She's
She's
like, what time do I have
pissed.
to pick you up? Like 9:30? We ain't getting out of here till 10.
I mean, it's only 5:30 for me, so it doesn't matter. But I'll
Okay.
take the credit.
How you doing, Jagger?
I'm doing good. Roy McIlroy wins the Masters. Thank you. We played MLB The Show Classic or Weekend Classic this weekend, which is awesome.
No, it wasn't.
It was also for some of us. Um, I mean, no one touched on it. We watched White Lotus season finale. Very
What
mixed
was-
reviews. But the three of us loved it that have watched it, and even like people say, actually, Christian, how far are you into it?
I watched the first 3 episodes and like
Oh my God.
I mean I think like it seems when we were talking about it, you guys were kind of in agreement like the first 3 it's like what's going on, but then it kind of builds up to something great. Kind of see
Yeah.
what's going on.
It happens with most because it's just like new characters and so many storylines at the same time. It takes you a
Yeah.
while to like actually care about them, like what's going
That's
on.
fair. But yeah, I definitely want to finish it.
But we watch Age of Ultron obviously, and it seems like most of us like are like, all right, let's watch some MCU. So I've seen most of the early MCU too much, so I just watched Civil War and then Infinity War and Endgame. And Endgame could still make you tear up in the end. It is fucking incredible. It is so good. I can't wait. Cheers! I can't wait till Ava sees it for the
Yeah,
first
yeah. I was
time.
gonna say no spoilers for Ava. I'm
That's,
dying for her to see. She's gonna love it,
Chills down your body for the last 45 minutes.
dude. She
So good.
loves Iron Man and Captain America. Like loves them. So I'm like so excited for what she see. Like how the last 2 movies go.
She knows nothing about Civil War and stuff. Then like
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. She's totally
That's
like
awesome.
she's she's like a clean brain of Marvel. She doesn't know anything about Marvel.
I mean, she's in for a surprise.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
But,
excited.
We're hoping it returns to the glory days because like we're all like reliving that with rewatching some Marvel right now. Like it's just incredible. I continued Mission Impossible rewatch. I got rid of the first 3 of them, which I don't love the first 3, but Ghost Protocol really turns it up and is just fire. I got Rogue Nation next, Fallout, and then Dead Reckoning, and then we'll talk about a little bit more in a second. Watched the first 4 Black Mirror episodes. Honestly, I think 4 is my favorite. I look like Sophia didn't like it, but I think 4 is my favorite. I think 1's probably my second. And then this morning I bought Sinners tickets for this Thursday, which I
Oh,
cannot wait
nice.
for that. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, which is
Wow.
somehow insane. But
Hey,
Oh,
I look forward
Christian,
to
I'll
seeing
probably be
that.
able to go Thursday if you're available.
Thursday.
He's in the city.
I gotta see
Out of
because I want to
town.
see. I want to see with Rachel, but I think she's working that night.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, but if not, we can maybe do Saturday.
Yeah.
All
Making
right.
plans on the pod. I like it.
Schner,
Get
you
to
coming to
Christian.
town?
I don't think so, man.
What?
Next week I'll be in town.
If I was an hour and a half away, I'd come see it.
2 hours.
That's
Plus.
nothing.
2 hours plus.
Cookies.
Maybe.
Leave at like 11 p.m. and then stay at the crew cheese and then
Yeah, leave at 11 p.m. Get there at 1 a.m.
yeah, but there'll be no traffic. It'll probably be like hour 45 drive.
Maybe. I'll think about it.
That's a
Pitch
no.
black. All right, good to hear
I-
from everyone. Let's hop into
Wait.
the news and let's
Wait,
see
wait,
what somebody
wait,
has to
wait,
say.
Wait.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I wanted to show this picture because I found the guy. He's in Ted Lasso here, but can you see
Oh
him?
my God.
Okay, maybe that looks more like him.
How many doppelgangers do I have?
You have a lot, dude.
Dude, that's literally Jordan.
I don't want to get into
God.
specifics of
I
one
think
of them.
I know. I literally thought of it the
Yeah.
same. I think we had the same one every time.
Let's leave the
That's
let's leave the
insane.
specific one out. But
That's probably the best
Okay,
one, though.
we're getting
that you
into
guys
news
come up
now.
with.
We're getting into news now.
take us
Get
away,
away
Jagger.
from
Take it.
this.
Take it.
We got one of the last trailers for Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, and this shit is literally like Avengers Endgame. And I know you guys haven't seen it. I'm glad that 2 of the 4 of you have started the Mission Impossible watch. Remember every character, because it looks like at the trailer they're all coming back, and Seth Milchick is coming back.
Yes.
Yeah, he wasn't in,
Yeah.
but he's been added to the cast. He was in this trailer.
I
That's
think
cool.
I'm gonna get started on those when I finish Marvel. I'll make you happy.
It started.
I only remember Ghost Protocol. And I remember it being really
So
good.
good.
So,
I just
and
gave it a
I
4.
just watched the first one. It was really good. So I'm excited.
Leon
going.
was in the first one, Chase. Like from Leon the Professional.
hmm
Whoa.
Dude, there are
Whoa.
some
I haven't.
special actors.
Was he very
Special.
professional or no?
He was pretty
He
professional.
was pretty
yeah.
Okay.
professional.
He
Yeah,
was, like,
I'd
Okay.
say.
he was like more medium professional than he was in Leon. But
he wasn't Leon professional, but I'd say he played a pretty professional role.
Okay.
Marcellus
Can't wait
Wallace is in
to-
it too.
I can't wait to get into like all of that stuff. We'll definitely do a Mission Impossible episode the week before it releases. We got Wes Anderson's The Physician's Scheme first trailer. I'm not a big Wes Anderson guy. I don't think anyone else here really is. We like Fantastic Mr. Fox, we like Grand Budapest, but I don't know if anyone else has really seen anything.
I like Moonrise Kingdom.
I'm not a fan.
Moonrise Kingdom is good.
I haven't seen anything from
Don't you
Wes
see
except
Asteroid
for what?
City?
Asteroid City? Yeah, Asteroid City
Yeah.
sucks.
So his style is so like if you don't love it, like you're gonna absolutely hate it. Like it takes a lot getting used to. I think you should start off with Fantastic Mr. Fox. and
Yeah,
Grand
I gotta see that.
Budapest, and then go from there. But it didn't look great. Dire wolves aren't extinct anymore. That's what Game of Thrones fans. That's awesome. George R.R. Martin was literally holding one in like a magazine cover. Awesome.
That was awesome.
Last of Us season 2 debuts with 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Holy shit.
We're all watching.
Is that
Shit
as the
comes
whole
out
season,
tonight.
Jagger, or is that just the first episode?
Oh my god.
I'm reading off the notes, and that's all I got.
Okay,
look
okay,
weird.
okay,
Okay.
I'll take it for what it's worth.
So, but I'm guessing it's the whole season. But
Love the
releases
sound of that.
tonight, so we're all pumped to watch that.
Yeah.
Just so everybody
Just released
knows,
before.
just so everybody knows, me, Christian, and Schnur are big Last of Us gamer fans. Jordan, you played the first one, right?
First one fucking sucked.
Jordan hated the first
Oh,
one.
that's fucking crazy.
It was so boring. The
That's an
gameplay was
awful take.
horrible.
That's almost as bad of a take as Short Round sucks. But
No.
That's a
Um,
great take.
Jordan, I asked Jagger, do you know anything about season 2 or no?
No. I don't know
Okay,
because I didn't
that's
play
it.
Last of Us 2. I didn't finish the first one.
Okay.
So I don't know anything. But
Zip
I
lips.
loved the
Zip
first
lips.
one. Katie hasn't seen it, and right before we started recording, she's like, "Oh, you want to watch a movie tonight?" And I said yes, and I completely forgot about it. Now I'm texting her right now that we're watching Last of Us,
Yeah.
and she hasn't seen
Cancel the
she hasn't seen
plans.
any of season 1, but I'm still watching. I don't care.
Don't worry, there's a 2-minute recap at the start. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
she'll be fine. She's gonna be on her phone. She won't even pay attention, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn it on the TV. Sophia's just gonna sit there and play 2048, so it's okay.
2048. That's great.
I love 2048.
I got 2048 for the first time this week. I was distracted from studying, was just ripping it. It's the first time I ever played.
I have no idea what that is.
What?
What is 2048?
It's a phone game.
It's a phone game. You swipe bricks into each other.
You don't know
like
that?
double.
Where it's like 2, 4, and then you like swipe the 2s into together, and it's a 4, and then you gotta create another 4, and then swipe the 4s, and it's an 8, and then you gotta go all the way up to 2048. But it's like in a square. So like you can run out of tiles that you can move. That's insane.
That's big in high school.
I'm not really
I
your
knew
guys'
it.
generation. You gotta remember
Oh
that.
my god,
Yeah.
dude.
You were 90s baby.
I feel like
forgot.
a lot of adults, like older people, love 2048.
Maybe I just live under a rock.
No, they love Candy Crush. Christian probably has Candy Crush on his
Oh
phone.
yeah.
I have Candy Crush.
Do you actually?
He has words with friends.
Oh. Okay, well, don't shit on Words with Friends.
Words with friends
is
is
great.
incredible. Might have to get back
Alright.
on that. Who wants to play? All right, let's get going.
Trivia
Moving on. China is considering banning the import of U.S. films, which is pretty sad, but we won't get into that too much because that's more political than it is. But I just thought we should include that.
Sad.
Pattinson is being eyed to play the main villain of Dune Messiah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, are we kidding? Are we kidding?
It might be the greatest movie of all time after this.
I know Jagger, you didn't want to look into it too much, so I'm not gonna say like what the villain is, but the tweet that Schnur sent, the villain sounds so sick.
Yeah.
Here's my thing with that. Why
You're gonna-
reveal that he's gonna be cast as a villain?
Yeah, I mean it's
Like
annoying.
why not just be like, oh, Robert
Character.
Pattinson is gonna be cast?
I don't know. It's the character.
I feel
I
like
don't really find
Dune is like since there's so many books, there's so much lore. I think people want to hear who he's playing, or if not, they'd put it together.
Like,
Kind of like
Like the
like
Odyssey.
kind of like the same with like Invincible, where it's like people know the characters already. So I guess they want to know who's like playing. Like they usually like release them. What are you laughing at?
Oh, I'm sorry. You actually look like CGI Tron right now. I can't stop.
Dude,
thinking about
I don't
it.
know. I got a new so I got a new computer. I'll let everyone know because I'm very happy about it. I got a Mac Mini M4 chip, obviously. And I have the camera at a different angle, and there's like more video settings here. And I got this thing on called Studio Light, and my face looks CGI. I don't know.
The light is just following your face. That's why.
Yeah, it's Studio Light. I'm in the studio.
It's crazy. But we're definitely gonna talk more about Dune.
I'll say,
later.
can I also just say on the Dune thing, like we're gonna see trailers for it before it comes out. Obviously, like we're gonna know who he's playing before the movie comes out anyway. So I don't think it's
Yeah,
like.
what about for the
True.
casual fan like me who doesn't know anything about Dune?
Also,
You're a
like,
casual fan, but
are you
you
gonna watch
watch
the
the
trailer?
trailer.
Yes, are you gonna watch a trailer before the movie
I
comes
mean,
out?
yeah, but who's to say they'll show he's a villain in the trailer?
I agree with Chase in the sense that like maybe you don't want to know he's a villain, but that's just kind of how like movies are these days. It's like when somebody gets cast, you kind of know like what they're playing, and I think
You're
that like
gonna- you're
stems
gonna
from like
know
Marvel.
before what
Yeah,
they're doing. It's the same thing with the Odyssey right now. We're all hypothesizing who's playing what. The same thing with Pattinson. Like we're like, is he gonna play Poseidon? We're gonna know when that first trailer
Yeah.
is playing, no matter what. But that's a sick casting if it actually happens. I really hope it does. If he does, he's got the Odyssey, Dune 2, or Dune Messiah, and Batman 2
Batman 2
coming
is
out.
not
Which might be
coming
the
out.
great.
Yeah, I don't think it's
that.
gonna.
This kind of made it more evident. Like this shit actually might not happen, and it is like devastating.
I think it will.
Jordan, can
Def-
you rank those 3 movies in terms of like what is your most anticipated from those
Holy
3?
shit. These are my movies, huh?
Yeah, these are your movies.
These are Jagger movies too, though.
They're
These are
everybody's
mine.
movies, but I know
What are you
like you're a
talking about?
massive Batman guy.
Yeah, Batman easily won.
Batman's my number 2 film all time. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
that's why I said they're your movies too, Jagger.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Me and Jordan.
Yeah.
I have my ranking. I Dune Messiah, Odyssey, Batman Part 2, because just the longer Batman Part 2 gets pushed off, the less than likely and the less excited I get about it. But
Well, if they're all coming out at the same time, let's say they're all coming out in October, like October 1st. All
I
3 of
think
them are
my-
releasing.
I think it still changed. Still,
What do you see in
stays the same.
first?
Dune Messiah,
Really?
without a doubt. Without
Oh,
a
I don't
doubt.
know. I think I got to see Batman first, and then I go Dune, and then I go Odyssey.
I think I go
I
Odyssey.
mean, yeah, 'cause
Well,
Odyssey's just like
you're out of your mind.
for the not massive Dune and not massive Batman fans. The Odyssey is like the most hyped up release in so long. So, I wish we had a counter for how many episodes we talked about the Odyssey. Brought it up at least.
Probably
It's
every
every
single
it's every
one.
episode.
It's probably
Yeah,
every
probably every single one of
The
this.
fact that we're doing that is insane. But
It's the most.
So does
last
the
piece
show our
of
hype.
news. It
Yeah.
does. Last piece of news. Chase is gonna eat this shit up. No one sent it to the group chat.
Indy.
Hawk Tua is in Glenn Powers' Chad Powers show, or Glenn Powell's Chad Powers show.
Oh God.
What are we
God.
doing? What are we doing there?
Like smiling back and forth at each
Isn't
other.
Hawk Tuah in jail, bro? I
No.
thought
No,
she was
she's
in
back.
jail.
No, she just had a
She's
lot of
free.
scrutiny. But I like Glenn Powell. I might be the only one here who likes Glenn Powell.
I don't
hang
mind
on.
I don't
him.
mind Glenn
Let me-
Powell.
I don't mind him.
Let me just express Glenn Powell for everybody.
I'm sure you've talked about this.
Glenn
before.
Powell, Hitman, great. I really like Hitman. I think he's awesome in that role. Everything else he's in, all you have to see is his smile. Evidence number one, when he shows up on the screen in Twisters and he's driving in the truck, he's literally pulling up into the camera through the truck, and you can see his big fat smile through the camera. It's every scene he's in, he's smiling. Like,
But those are also like the characters he plays. Like he's playing this like YouTube like storm chaser country dude. I don't think he smiles like that.
Top Gun Maverick, he's great in that.
He's good in Top Gun Maverick.
He's not just smiling his whole way. I mean, he does smile a lot in it, but like he's still great. Everybody wants him. He's phenomenal. He's like he
That's
just plays.
definitely-
remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Remains to be seen. I can't say he's phenomenal. Remains to be seen.
I'm not a big Glenn.
What is phenomenal about Glenn Powell?
No.
acting.
He's not phenomenal. He's phenomenal in Everybody Wants Some
He's great, and
That's-
everybody wants him. Top Gun Maverick and Hitman.
and Hitman.
Those
I
are
wouldn't say he's
So,
phenomenal in Top Gun Maverick.
He has like
he's
80
good.
he has like 82
he's good.
seconds of screen time in Top Gun Maverick.
Well, that's not
Rewatch
true.
right now. He's like the main villain-esque thing, like there. Like he's in there a good amount. He's probably
He's-
got like
he's the
20
he's
something,
Iceman.
30 something minutes of screen time.
He has a good smile in the movie.
Yeah, you remember Val Kilmer from Top Gun? Is
Listen,
the
dude.
same exact thing.
Is he a handsome guy? Yes, obviously.
I think
but
Chase is just jealous. I think we get
He
into. I
is.
think we're
It
getting to the
might
root
be.
of his
It
hatred.
might be.
no.
Does Ava find him handsome?
Jordan, Jordan, you know that I've been in films myself. I'm
I
not
know.
jealous of another actor.
Should we release them? Release the
Yeah,
tapes.
we'll review them. We'll review some of them.
Okay. When Johnny Thunder Sue Lightning comes out, or is it Sue Lightning Johnny Thunder?
Do Lightning, Johnny Thunder.
Okay.
All right, that's all I got for the news. Anyone else got anything?
Oh wait, no, it's
I-
Sue Thunder, Johnny Lightning.
Okay.
I don't know how much you guys care about it. I was gonna run through it quick, but they released like the 19 films competing at the Cannes Film Festival.
I did see
Competition.
that.
And there's a new Ari Aster movie coming out, which is like a it's listed as like a horror comedy western, like a couple interesting genres. It's got a really good cast, like Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Emma Stone. And there's another big name in there too. Austin Butler maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like set in 2020, like during COVID. So that's kind of like the first like COVID like movie I feel like I can think of like about that time period.
You ever seen
and-
The Bubble?
Don't look
God.
up.
Hot
That yeah, I didn't
ass.
see that. But
That's bad.
I mean, like going back in time to like look back at that time
Yeah.
period, like
Okay.
it sounds interesting. And then The History of Sound, which is a new Paul Mescal, Josh O'Connor movie.
Holy
Um,
shit.
Alpha, which is Julia Ducournau's follow up to Titan, which I know you guys haven't seen. It's super weird. I don't know if you guys would love it,
Watchlists.
but really good.
What'd
That
you say?
one
I
Peter
know what
Pan?
happens at the end. Like that's the thing. I know what happens.
in Titan.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And then if you already like know something, then maybe you'll enjoy it more. But yeah, that like won the Palme d'Or at Cannes when it was there. So this is like pretty cool that she's back. And Emma Mackey, I know you like her, Jagger. And then
Tone it down there. Tone it down.
Oh.
And then also
Wait.
Richard Linklater has a movie that's going to be there too.
I
called,
did. That's the one I was thinking about. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Schnur, you mentioned Austin Butler in that first movie. Do you guys like Austin Butler?
Yes.
Oh.
What is with this hate?
Absolutely.
I
about
like
everyone
him
that's
in
new and
Dune
good-looking that comes
too,
up?
but I don't.
He
I
has
don't
Upon a
know.
time in Hollywood, and the 5 minutes he gets is
also in Once
great.
Upon
The
yeah.
movie's so mid. Such a
Well,
mid
Why do we like
movie.
him? Why do we like him?
Because he's
He's
good.
good in movies.
He was really good in
He's
Dune
good
too.
at
I don't like Elvis, and he's like great in Elvis.
Yeah.
I don't like the movie that much,
don't
but he's like
know.
great in it. And
He's like
sick in
he.
it.
For
And-
me, he's like one of those big stars. Sorry, he's like one of those big stars that it's like I see he's in the movie and it doesn't like draw me to like watch the movie.
Exactly. He's like a C tier star for me.
Oh
Like-
my god!
like I have
he's
Robert
been in like 5 big
Pattinson or
movies at this
something
point.
like
That's
that.
it. He's been in like nothing.
Austin Butler does not drive you to the theaters. There's no way.
How many guys really drive you to the theaters though at this point? It's like Timothy Chalamet,
Chalamet's
Tom
number
Cruise.
one.
Pattinson,
Tom
Leo.
Cruise.
DiCaprio, Matt Damon, obviously,
Is
Ben
Matt Damon driving you
Affleck.
to a theater if he's not
Ben Affleck's
working
not
with
driving me to the
Nolan?
theater.
Ben
You're the only
Affleck
one
is
going
talking
to
me into
see-
bed.
You're the only one going to see The Accountant 2 in theater.
I'm going to see The Accountant 2, and I can't wait. My dad's coming here next week, and I told him that The Accountant 2 was coming out, and I thought it was coming out the week he was here, and he was so hyped, and then I realized it's the week after, and he was so upset. It's like it's one of his faves.
That hurts.
I'd probably put Austin Butler in the same range as like Paul Mescal right now. Like they're like up and coming.
Oh no.
No
big
way.
names.
No way.
Absolutely.
How no way? You've seen him in like one movie.
And who cares for
Austin
him?
Butler?
No,
Name
Paul
4
Mescal.
movies you've seen Austin Butler in.
I'm going 140 on the highway for Paul Mescal. I'm maybe taking a Lime scooter for Austin Butler.
You've seen 2 movies from Paul Mescal.
Yeah.
And
I've
he's
seen a
great.
show from
he's
him,
great
too.
in both of them.
Too.
But that's the point about
Austin Butler's
The
great in
weakness about
everything
his
he's
movie.
in.
I
Okay.
don't think they're on the same level. I personally. That just goes to show how great I
Agree
think
to
Paul
disagree.
Mescal is.
Yeah, no, it's fair. I
Agree
mean,
to
he's
disagree.
awesome. That's why I just think they're both like that up and
Make a
coming.
clip
like,
out of
next-
this. Who's better, Austin Butler? Who's on the same tier? I think Mescal's still better, but I think they're on the same tier. They're right there.
Oh, dude. I turned on Bike Riders for 10 minutes
I-
and fucking fell asleep.
I also don't think Paul Mescal's like amazing in Gladiator too. Like I like the movie, but I don't think he's like
I
anything
liked him in
special
Gladiator,
in that
too.
movie.
I really liked it too.
I like the movie a lot. I think as him like I like that movie more than Elvis, but I like Austin Butler's performance in Elvis more than I like Paul Mescal's in
100%.
Gladiator.
Ridley Scott,
More so, like,
Christian.
performance
Gladiator. Do you know what else he did?
What else Ridley Scott made other than Gladiator?
Yeah,
Alien.
sure.
He's my most watched director. I've watched 13 of his.
Chase rolls his eyes
Yeah.
at me like every other episode.
Sorry, 1 second. Sophia was
Uh-oh.
texting me because they're confused about the movie Enemy. If anyone's seen it.
Oh
What is
god,
Enemy?
yeah.
Oof.
I have seen it. I should rewatch
Yeah.
it.
Right here, right now, let's
Enemy?
settle it. Paul Mescal or Austin Butler?
I just said I think
Mescal,
Mescal's a
easily.
little bit better. I think everyone here would say Mescal's a little bit better, but Lost Butler is a great blow.
Yeah. Yeah. They're super different too. But like in terms of like the roles they play well. But yeah, I think I like Mescal's roles a little better. But I just meant like the same tier of like up and coming like stars. I mean, like right now you're not, they're not like A-listers right now, but like they're on that path, I
We
think.
have such like a big group of those up and coming. Like all 4 of the Beatles are
Yeah.
in that. Like to me, like
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he's one of
there's
them.
a ton
dude.
of them.
Mescal.
Paul was
Yeah.
also
Like, they're all,
playing.
like we're in good hands here.
He was also in the
Harrison.
play Streetcar Named Desire. I think
Paul
I
Mescal was?
don't know if it was Broadway or off Broadway, but obviously it's a massive play.
That was Brando in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that was a good news segment. Let's get to the movies, and we're gonna start off with the worst. Let's toss it to Jordan for Tron.
Tron. So good. I'm pulling this up real quick so I can read it. Here we go. Sam, the son of famous video game developer Kevin Flynn, has been haunted for a long time by his father's mysterious disappearance. A strange signal draws Sam to Flynn's arcade, and he is pulled into the same cyberworld in which his father, its creator, has been trapped for 20 years. With fearless warrior Cora, Kevin and Sam seek to escape from a universe that, while magnificent, is far more advanced and dangerous than Kevin had ever imagined. I was doing a really good job at reading that until I reached the word magnificent. I need to hear what you guys have to say. I mean, I have to turn to you guys.
Let me jump in.
I'll say this. This is one of my favorites as a kid. I really enjoyed it. They're going to complain about it. Meanwhile, all 4 of them voted to watch it. And then
That has nothing
let's hear what
to
Chase has to
do
say.
with
All right,
how
let's-
what a rating is on it.
Okay,
That has
but all
nothing
I've been
to do.
hearing
We
all
did
week
wanna see
is
it.
ugh, I gotta watch Tron tonight. Fuck me.
I never said it once. I did.
All I heard
I said I was
from Chase
excited the
this
whole
week.
time until I watched it.
All I heard from
That-
Chase this week. Ugh, I have to watch Tron.
When you see Schnurr's rating early in the week, it kind of does put a dampening on it, though. It's like,
You
So I didn't want to text while I was
You didn't see
watching
my
it.
rating though.
I did see yours.
You didn't want to take my word for it.
Nope. No, I did not.
All right, let's
Should I take it away?
Chase, let's hear what you have to say.
I have a lot of notes here on Tron.
Oh, great.
A lot of notes. even more if I go through my text messages with Jacob, but I won't for the sake of
Oh,
time.
okay.
This movie is Blade Runner 2049 meets Dune meets Jumanji. It's the three movies
Sounds
fused
incredible.
into one.
It sounds
And here's what
incredible.
I'll say about Tron, okay? Here's what I'll say about Tron. I actually really liked the story and the plot. And it does have some potential, but some things are so bad in this movie that it just brings it from here all the way down here. That's how bad it is. I mean, the dialogue was terrible. The one-liners are terrible. The CGI in the beginning is horrible. I mean, what's his name in the beginning? The dad. I can't even remember the guy's
Jeff
name.
Jeff
Bridges.
Bridges.
Yeah, with the
Kevin
Clue.
Clue?
Clue.
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 Clue
CLU.
was terrible throughout the whole movie.
Clue.
Oh, stop it. He has so much
Clue's
aura.
CGI. If you have not seen Tron, if you want to know what Clue's CGI looked like, look at Jordan's face because that's Clue.
I was waiting for it.
Clue is terrible.
I think mine's better. I think my CGI is better.
I also thought the backstory in the beginning, like the first like 7 minutes of the movie, were like really rough and like jagged. It felt rushed and just like, if you're gonna rush it that bad, why even push it? Why even like perform it? What's that look?
What did you have wrong with the beginning? What part of the beginning? The
Because
scene where
they-
he's talking to him and
They listen.
in bed?
I haven't. Hang on.
the
I
two and a
haven't.
half minutes.
Hang on. I haven't seen the first movie, so maybe Jacob can talk about it a little more. But they open the movie with posters on the wall of Tron,
Okay.
and then they just like show this dad with this brutal CGI face, and he's just like talking to his son. He's like, "Yeah, I'll bring you out to the game sometime."
Okay. He's giving him, and by doing so, the audience a background of what he's doing. And it's literally maybe a minute and 35 seconds.
But why? But why should I care for the backstory if it gives me nothing to care about?
Sure. Is that
It's
backstory
entering- it's-
based off the
it's-
first movie?
Sort. I mean,
Kinda.
sort of. There's a lot that happens in between the first movie and this movie that like sets up this movie.
Because I
they
thought
don't-
that's what that was for. I thought all of that was to like just summarize the movie before, because a lot of viewers aren't going to go back and watch that '93 movie before this 2010 Disney
Pretty-
movie.
Pretty much, yeah. But Clue was in the original one, but for like literally 2 seconds. Like he wasn't really a character in it. So then, like they started talking about Clue, and I like forgot who that even was.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I don't know. There was like the backstory. I don't know.
They're giving you a backstory, so you don't just go in and you're like, who are these people?
Yeah,
Anyways.
I kind of
Continue.
appreciate it with
That's
that.
I'll
about
give-
that, so.
I'll
I'm on
I'll
your
give
side,
you
Jordan.
the three other points that I feel were really bad for me. Zeus, the character Zeus. You guys remember Zeus?
Like that, I marked it down too.
Oh.
I
my
mean, in
God.
my notes, I
Or-
literally have
He's
one
bad.
sentence. It says Zeus is a disaster. He's just an absolute disaster of a character.
He's the worst.
He's
He's the
like-
worst.
Yeah, unbearable. He's like a. It's almost like he watched like Joker film before he like acted this role and was like, all right, let's do it. Like let's lock in.
Zeus.
Well,
The guy with
Zeus
the
was the
white
guy with the
hair.
white hair.
dancing.
Oh,
But he's like a famous actor. What's it? Do you know his name?
Jared Leto.
No.
Michael Sheen.
But
Yeah, that's what
I
it is.
think
Yeah.
whenever I watched it, I was like, this is like a bad video game boss right now. Like he's fighting the henchman, and you just got this guy in the background. He's like
He's like
yelling and
screaming.
screaming one-liners.
So funny.
I'm like, this is literally a fucking video game boss.
I was
right now.
laughing. I was laughing during it. I'm not gonna lie.
It's great. I couldn't believe it was real.
Two other things really quickly. Big spoiler here, the end of the movie. The movie focused so hard on getting his dad out just for him to bring home the NPC that he met 10 minutes prior, and they fall in love in like a half hour of being together, whatever, how much time had passed in the world.
You obviously didn't understand the movie.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay, fair. And then the worst part about the movie, and I texted Jacob, the worst part right here, when they're sitting on the ledge and he's like, and she's asking him about the sun, and he goes, the sun is warm, radiant, and beautiful. And he looks right at her. Just horrible.
It's a
dialogue.
Disney movie. It's a
There
kids.
are great Disney movies,
It's a
Jordan.
kids movie.
There are great,
great
kids,
kids'
movies.
movies.
Yeah, but they all have those cheesy. You think Marvel doesn't have all those cheesy lines?
Yeah, but they also have great things in the movie to like make up for that.
It just works better in Marvel than it did work here.
Also,
I
can I hop
think
in here? 'Cause I have a response
if
to
you
that.
take this, let's say Tron is somehow in the Marvel universe and you have this movie, I don't think it's getting that much hate.
Oh my god, it's getting more
I think
hate than Ant-Man and Wasp:
No.
Quantumania.
If this was like one of the OG
There's-
movies that like
there's worse
came out
Marvel.
around like Iron Man 1 or like Thor or something like that, everyone's loving it.
Thor might be worse than
Thor:
this one.
Dark World is horrific,
Okay,
and everyone gave
I
it the
didn't
hate that it
say Thor:
deserved, and
Dark World.
it's in the beginning. It's in the beginning of the
I didn't say Thor:
MCU.
Dark World. That movie's garbage.
I don't like the
Jagger
first
also
two
liked
movies.
fucking Thor: Love and Thunder. That's the
I've
worst
seen it
movie
once.
ever.
I liked it at the time. That was
That was
before I
so
got like
fucking
into
good.
movies. All right, Giraffe Day, calm down over there.
Draft Day's great. Draft Day's incredible.
I have to rewatch Thor: Love and Thunder just so I could see this with an open mind because I just get clowned about it all the time because I thought it was so good in theater. I was blinded,
Jagger's-
and I just need to see it.
Jagger screamed at me when we came out of that movie. I said it sucked, and he was like, "You just hate
I was
Marvel."
upset. I was
You just
trying to
hate Marvel.
defend because I got 9 people to go there, 9 people, and like Hope is over there in the corner being like, who was the villain? Like what just what just happened in this movie? I'm like, great, this movie that I liked, everyone's shitting on.
No.
I was like
no.
defending
Look,
my baby.
I wanted to see it anyway. Look, Jagger, I could have sat there and defended Green Knight when I made everyone go see it, but I swallowed my tongue. I said, "Yeah, that movie sucked ass."
It was like 5 years ago, whatever it was. 3 years? What was it? 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
Love and
I think
Thunder.
it was like 2
I
or
think
3.
I think I'm more adept to movies now than I used to be.
You like
I-
it, to each their own. Let's get back to Tron.
Also, I wanted to jump in because we were talking about the dialogue and stuff with like Disney has good movies. Like they do have good movies. I'm thinking like immediately Pirates of the Caribbean as like a really good live action Disney movie. Um, the problem is, and it's not even that like I think the dialogue is like bad, but like Garrett Hedlund who plays what is it, Sam Flynn? That's his name, right?
Oh yeah.
That guy is absolutely disgraceful in this movie, and he's has like no charisma, like no, he just like does not have a commanding presence. Like he's just not a lead actor, and the whole movie is carried by him, and he can't deliver these lines with like any kind of conviction whatsoever. Like Pirates of the Caribbean, it has maybe some corny lines, but it's like Johnny Depp delivering it as a great character. Like Marvel has a lot of great actors. Like this guy just was not delivering the lines well enough, and it makes it that much worse. Like it feels like you feel how cheesy and corny it is because I think he's just that bad in it.
I'm in the
Oh,
grid.
no. No, this I can do.
Yeah. He looks down at his feet and goes, wow, he did it. I'm on the grid.
Meanwhile,
Shut up, dude.
all you hear is fucking Cap saying, "I can do this all day." Same shit. Same shit.
But they
Yeah,
make
that's
It's like
true.
fun of
Chris
that
Evans and it's
later.
like superhero. Like,
Yeah.
That's a good parallel there.
Cap is corny as fuck, but he's good.
yeah, and it's like a superhero, and it's Chris Evans is like good and has that like charm. Like I just don't think this guy has any
No,
charm.
I hate when he says that. It pisses me off. Also, we'll get to it later, but I have to bring this up now because of the corny line discussion with Disney movies. The Age of Ultron. How many times do they bring up how Captain America doesn't like cursing? How many times?
Oh, that's terrible.
Really?
Absolutely.
I
We'll
don't
talk
even
about that more
remember
later.
that.
We'll get-
Oh, that is my
So many
that's the worst
times.
line in the movie. It's the worst
At least
recurring joke.
10 times
I
throughout
don't even
the
remember that at
2 hour
all.
and a half movie.
It is the worst recurring joke we got.
We'll get to Age of Ultron.
We'll get to Age of Ultron.
But
Here's my things. Here's my little things though. You guys can talk. Let me just rebuttal a little bit. It's a kids movie. I loved it as a kid, so that is a little bit of my bias. I can recognize that. But if this movie has, and I'll use Jagger for an example, but it can be plugged in different actors or actresses for any of you guys. If Jeff Bridges is Matthew McConaughey, or if Sam Flynn is Timothy Chalamet, it's a 4.5
Then it
star
would
for Jagger.
bang. It would
It's a
bang.
4.5 star for Jagger.
But do you know they would
Same
deliver
lines, same
incredible
lines, same
performances?
delivery, just different face, and it's 2 stars more for Jagger.
No, because their acting would have been.
Yeah, but that
I
goes
wanted to like this
yeah.
movie so bad.
Yeah.
That goes into
their
Jacob's point.
That goes
acting
yes,
is
and I
so
understand Jacob's
bad.
point, but I'm saying if just the faces are there, and I don't know about Jacob, I don't know about you guys. I don't want to pick on Jagger here, but if Timothy Chalamet's face is plastered on Sam Flynn, and Jeff Bridges is Matthew McConaughey, this is a 4.5 star for Jagger.
I
What
don't
do you think?
So. It's the acting. They're so like both of those aren't even
Stop
like the
it.
same realm with the
Stop
acting.
it.
Jeff Bridges is great, but he is not good in this movie. He shoot this in. He wanted a paycheck. The acting in this
Played
movie
two
is one of my biggest
characters.
gripes.
He played
think Jeff
three.
Bridges was-
He
He
played
played three
three.
characters.
He played three.
I didn't think Jeff Bridges was like horrible. Like, I thought he was like
Unbelievable.
You know what I hated though?
was
I hated that
fine.
he kept calling his son man. When has your dad ever
That's
called
it.
you
That's-
man?
That's just Jeff Bridges, I feel
thing.
like. Yeah.
And I do not like that.
Is that his thing? Like that's an acting
Yes, that's
thing?
his thing. If
Yeah.
you're it's his thing. Like he
What?
drops like man. Watch The Big Lebowski.
What
He
was that-
drops man about 200 times during that movie.
What was that movie in? I'm thinking like saying like man and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of the movie that he was in that was just R.I.P.D. with
Oh
Ryan
my
Reynolds.
God.
you definitely love that movie.
No, that movie god awful.
I saw that in theaters. I remember. But,
That's
Yeah.
I don't fault this movie for that. Like that's just Jeff Bridges' way of acting. Like he just drops man and whatever.
Yeah, but I
But,
agree,
um,
Chase.
I wanted to like this movie, especially because the three of you didn't like it. Like watch it before, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try and like this. Like I'm actually gonna have an open mind and start it off high. I tried and I tried and I tried. The acting is horrific. Olivia Wilde is on another realm. My biggest
Sounding
thing for
great.
me is the changing of the aspect ratios.
I did notice
What
that.
are we doing? What are we doing? When we first went into the world on the grid and changed it to the wider or the more vertical aspect ratio, I was like, okay, that's really cool. And then we changed back.
I think it's a
and then
Disney
back,
Plus thing, Jagger.
back and forth. I
It
looked it
might
up.
be.
I think they did it on screen too. They did it for IMAX and 3D movies, I'm pretty sure, is what I saw. Don't do that. That's cool. Hunger
Yeah.
Games does it when you go. It's the more horizontal, and then as she goes into the games and like the black goes by, you open it up and it's more vertical.
Full screen.
Incredible. I think Hunger Games came out 2 years after this, maybe
Yeah.
a couple years
No.
later. I think it's Catching Fire. They do it.
2014.
I think that's yeah. This is 2010, so came after. I think they saw this movie. They're like, this is what we should do because it would have been sick. We already touched on it. The worst de-aging technology we've ever seen.
He's created
That's
the perfect
horrific.
system.
I've
Dude.
created the perfect
So
system,
Dude,
man.
you can't
Love
tell
this
me
thing.
you can't tell me that when Clue is up there like giving his speech to like all of them, all of like the I don't know what they're called, all of the
Soldiers,
programs, all the program soldiers.
What are you gonna say, Aura? It was not Aura, Jordan.
So good. It was great.
How many
No.
looks
didn't
like that,
hate it.
bro?
I don't know. I don't know
I
what
didn't
volume
hate
you guys
it.
had your TV on, but I was at 50 and he was screaming at me and I loved it.
How many
I
looks like
hate it.
that?
I've created the perfect system. So
It was
good.
literally like Grok AI generated Jeff Bridges. It
I
was,
mean, the face, I can't defend the face. But honestly, it's funnier to me because I just remember it as a kid being like so bad. And like even I was like, what, 8 years old and I picked up on it?
yeah, brutal.
I
But
mean,
I
okay.
I liked that scene because what he brings up, and I think that's part of the story, and I think that's why I gave it even higher rated than like we're all talking about. It is like a man versus machine. Like Jeff Bridges is what's his name? Flynn comes down there and just plays and just tries to create this perfect world, and they want to go on the outside. Like he coexists with them, but oh, they're not allowed up there with him. Like I see where the characters are coming from, and I like that this. I think it fits with the versus machine concept that we did, but not much else to save in this movie. Um, I don't know if it's just because the son was acting was so bad, but the father son connection just did not feel there for me at
Yes.
all.
Yes.
I didn't feel like attached to them like their actual father and son. Whatever they was like in the end, and he was recreating like the soaring up. I didn't feel like he was losing his dad. I felt like he was losing this guide he had on his journey. The final act
snapping?
also the final plan makes no sense. So he's like the point is to get out and he can destroy it from the outside. Time moves faster outside. Clue is already going to be able to, by the time that you go out and figure out how to do this, Clue is already going to be able to figure out how to get up because his time moves so much slower. So that just like took me out. I was like, that just makes no sense. But
Wait,
that's what I got for the movie.
What were you complaining
You
about?
just didn't
So-
understand the movie, bro.
No, so the
No, I
final
didn't understand what
plan-
Jagger was saying.
So his final plan is to. This is before Clue died, but his final plan is to get his son and get them outside so they can fix it, so they can destroy it from the outside and fix everything from the outside. But if Clue already has his backpack thing and he already
His
knows
disc.
what to do, his disc, if he already knows what to do, he is going to be able to figure that out a lot sooner because he basically already, they said he's already figured it out. And time moves slower down there than it does up there. So
Well,
that just didn't make
Jagger,
sense.
we'll see what happens in Tron Ares.
Well, we've seen fucking trailers. I know what's going to happen to Tron
Oh, it
Ares.
looks
They're going to
good.
figure it out.
Oh, it looks good. All right, Christian,
They're
I want to
not
hear
getting
your
excited.
thoughts because you haven't talked, but I have a couple things that I want to say that I think we can agree on that are actually good.
Am I first
Hopefully.
or you first?
What? No, you go. You go.
Yeah. First off, is Tron Ares a direct sequel?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
looked it up. It is kind of.
They
It's
recast.
after.
They recast. Sam. His name is
You
right.
guesses everybody, right?
I
I
think
don't know
so.
if I.
I think
Yeah,
they did recast Sam. I was reading on
I
TikTok.
did that.
Okay.
I mean,
But
it's
I don't think,
TikTok though.
like-
TikTok could be wrong.
Like I don't think it's like directly like Clue and like a direct sequel to like this exact story.
Well, I will say we know Jared Leto's in it, so that
Ugh.
that already takes it down by 7 points.
Which I know we were talking about it. I think I saw on TikTok he's like a good guy in this movie.
He's a program. I don't know.
He's not
Red
a
program.
user.
Oh my
that
God.
was that was great.
Come on.
Very
That
I'll bring that
was-
up. I'll bring
yeah.
that up. I'll bring it up. That was
Yeah.
one of my points.
I'll leave that to you.
It's
Okay.
just sad.
Anyways, guys, why don't we talk about the good with the movie, right?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
The concept behind this movie is actually very intriguing. It's very cool that this guy creates like this otherworldly like world through this program that
The grid.
the grid. The idea behind it is really sick, and I think everything with like the Tron bikes and like whatever you call like the lasers coming out of the bikes, I don't know, there's probably a name for it. And like the discs and all that, like those scenes are actually very fun and enjoyable to watch. Like that to me is like cool lore in like Tron, right? Like that's good stuff. And I think that's what you're hoping to see in Tron Ares, like more of that. And I think if they can make it a little bit more of like a serious tone with better acting, like that's what maybe gets you a little bit hyped up for the next movie. But with that being said, there's some bad acting, there's some bad CGI. There's literally a part where Clue is talking, the de-aged Clue, and his voice and his mouth are not aligned. That doesn't make sense. I don't know how you put that out. I don't know if that was on TV or I don't know.
No, because I texted in the group chat and I was like, the Squid Game's dialogue when you do the English dub is better than the Tron dialogue.
I somewhat disagree with the Olivia Wilde take. I didn't hate her. I was fine with her. I don't know. I know Jagger, you just said
Abysmal. Abysmal.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I feel like she was
But
just kind of like there.
I
Like I
kind
don't
of
know.
lean in your direction, Christian, too, a little bit.
I actually thought she was like the best character in the movie, maybe.
Yeah, I
What
thought
it-
she was like all right, but like she was like kind of weird and awkward, but like she's like an NPC, like Chase said. Like she's not a person. So I think that kind of like
But isn't
makes
she
sense.
supposed to be like one of the smartest ones? Like she's supposed to be like the isotope, like where she
She's a
like,
miracle.
developed.
She's the
Yeah.
miracle.
She's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
She's not like a program he made. He went in there and then they found them. Like she was
Yes.
already in there.
Yeah,
So
what were they
that's why
called?
it's like special.
Isotope, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, I think that's what he
Which I
was
think
saying.
was like a really cool twist. Like she was the last one left, and she's been hiding out with whatever the dad's name is. Who fucking gives a shit? What is I don't know.
Flynn, bro.
Flynn.
Kevin
Uh,
Flynn.
It's his last name.
I will say at the end, one thing that was absolutely wild is when they were fighting on that bridge and the bridge broke and there was about like literally a 40-foot gap and Blue somehow makes the jump 40 feet. It was absolutely wild.
The
Like
program
I understand
He's
you're
a perfect
program, but I
organism.
don't know
What do
you're
you
like
mean?
a Jedi. Like,
built the
that was-
perfect system.
That was nasty. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm just gonna reiterate like the idea and the plot behind this movie is actually very solid. I just don't think they executed it well.
Yeah.
But in the next movie, I'm really hoping to see more action. I think the action was actually fun and was like the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, that's my favorite part, and I think they're gonna do a good job. I hope of fixing up the dialogue. We have better actors in this movie, and I already love all of like the visual aspect. So my favorite things in this movie: sound, Daft Punk soundtrack, incredible. Visuals, which we kind of talked about. I think we can agree those two things were actually good in this movie.
Yeah.
And then obviously what me and Chase were talking about, where the Rizzler or Rinsler turns out to be Tron, which none of you saw coming.
Bro, I
He
didn't even know
goes-
Killed
Tron. I didn't even know Tron was a person until they revealed, like, oh yeah, that's Tron, by the way, in the
They
backstory.
revealed Tron at the beginning.
Literally
In that
first
little
5 minutes,
backstory.
you weren't paying attention.
Tron
You were
was-
too
Tron was
busy
there.
writing in your notes.
Yeah, I was too busy writing in my notes on how awful the backstory was. My bad.
Well, that's all you didn't know who Tron was.
I actually think the Rinsler pushed my rating down to a 2.5 just because he was like that one scene of them and like his bar was so bad.
Come on,
Like I don't know
dude.
what he was doing
It's
dancing.
Tron, dude. He
Dancing?
fights for the users.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
Who was dancing?
He was literally dancing
Did we
while they
watch
were
the same
fighting.
movie?
The Rinsler?
Yes.
Are you talking about Zeus?
I don't know, dude.
Tron,
talking about the guy with the
Tron
white
was
hair?
Not dancing.
The guy with the white hair.
So that's not the
that's
Rizzler.
not
That's
Rinsler.
Zeus.
Okay.
That's
Rins-
the Joker.
That's the Joker.
The
Joker was
Christian, the
dancing.
Rinsler was like the main like
The
orange,
dual wielding disc
guy.
man. That's all you
Yeah.
know him by.
Yeah.
but he was really Tron, and he was like,
Okay, yeah,
I
Okay.
fight for the users. That line was sick, and Chase loved that.
I did. It was good. I liked it. And I immediately thought of you when I saw it too, which is funny.
Yeah, because it's fucking aura.
Jordan
Listen,
Gavin got up
I
off
will
his
say-
couch and clapped.
Let's go!
Listen, man. I will say, similar to Christian's point, like this movie in the right hands could actually have been really good.
Yeah, well, look who made it.
Like similar to like with Star Wars, like how the Force is cool and like the lightsabers are cool. Like Tron has those cool elements. I just like I don't know what they were doing with it in the movie. Like they could have
Fair.
fed it down your throat. Like it was so cool. Just like do more of it.
Christian, did you see Kevin Flynn unleash the Force at the end?
Well, what was that? When did he have that power?
He's always had that power. He created the system,
So
obviously.
Can I bring up a point before? How did they not know where he was this whole time? All these many years. You could clearly see if you look out of the city, this one bright white light of his cave. They're like, oh, we finally found him. Like, you didn't know he was there before? You could just look out in your massive tower and you could see where he is.
I mean, I don't know, dude. Go up to like a New York City penthouse, look like had to have been 200 miles outside the city. 100
They
miles
show
outside
you
the
the
city.
camera point of view. It's a movie. I understand, whatever. But they show you the camera point of view of like where he could see, and you can clearly see a bright fluorescent white
Yeah,
light. There's
whatever.
nothing else light out there. But it's
It's a
movie, I
kid's
don't-
movie. Come
It's
on.
not. Yeah, it doesn't bother me that much. It was just
We've
fun.
had enough. We've had enough discussion on Tron.
That's sad. I could do this all day.
I wanted to shout out the. I wanted to mention because you said the visuals, because the visuals are like cool in the bike scene too, and I like the sound and all that. But like, again, like the way the character looks and the flashback Tron and the flashback Kevin Flynn is like so bad. And I know the technology was different, but this had $170 million budget. Like, are we kidding? Like,
By
I know it was like
visuals,
Yeah,
Yeah.
how did it do in
2012
the
or
box
whatever.
office?
but
Adjusted for inflation.
like
Obviously.
insane. Like that's
Like,
just
yeah, no, I get that. Like visuals, I just mean like the bikes, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
lights, and like how everything in the city looks, like all the different, like
I'd love
you know,
to
the
know
Tron
what the hype
suits and
was.
stuff.
I'd love to know what the hype was leading up to this movie. If it was supposed to be as big as like these other big sci-fis that are coming out.
Jordan, when the song came on, the bum 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 ba-da-dum bum bum bum. You know that one? The
I'm trying to
TikTok song?
think. Oh, the like Prem style edit.
Yeah,
song?
when
Yeah.
that one came on, I was like, oh shit.
Wait,
This is really good.
Yeah.
That was good.
This is
That
where
was
it's
good.
from. Come on.
the Prem style is from this?
No,
Yeah,
not
dude.
that.
Oh,
No,
wait, I
no,
thought
no.
it was.
Not Prem. Hang on, let me see if I could find it.
Wait, that's what I'm talking about.
No
I swear
idea
that's
what
from
you guys are
Tron.
Talking about.
No way. I
The
didn't. hear
Prem?
I thought it was
I-
from Tron.
Hang on. Well, continue discussing while I try to find it. Anybody, if you have any points.
We're done.
I can
talking
say things
about
I
this
like.
movie.
Oh, go ahead, Schnur. Go ahead.
I was gonna say one thing I like that no one really touched on is like the kind of theme of like perfection is right in front of you. Like you can't really like make perfection. It's all like subjective. So it's like the chasing perfection like is like the dangers of that. Like, I thought that was cool. That was like an interesting layer to it. And yeah, I like the bike scene was my favorite. That's really
I got it.
And the sound, like you said, Jordan.
Christian, it went crazy at the box office, by the way.
Did it really?
Commercial success grossing 409.9 million.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Let me know if you guys can hear this.
Nominated for Academy Award for Best Sound Editing, by the
Are we
way.
gonna get like copyrighted for this, Chase?
Oh, it lost to Inception.
Can you hear that?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
That's
Boom, boom. That was great.
Okay.
All right.
All right,
Do we want to give our ratings?
2.5.
Please.
sure.
All right, Christian, you give it 2.5. Chase,
Two
It's
and a
2.5
half.
from everyone except me.
That was
2.5 from all of us except for
Yeah,
Jim.
I was
You're
a
at
I
two.
walked
3.5.
as noted in my letterbox review. I walked out of my room in respect for the people who walked out of the theater in 2010. So,
Hold on.
No one walked out. 409.9 million. All of them stayed to the very end to see Kevin Flynn unleash the Force.
Did you say something, Christian?
No, I just love how his rating for this movie is higher than Do the Right Thing. I think that's hilarious.
Do the Right Thing
And
sucks.
and
We've been talking
After
about this
Hours.
all week.
I know.
It's higher than Do the Right Thing. It's higher than After Hours.
Those movies suck.
It's
What'd
the
you give
same as
After Hours?
No, I give it a 3.5, I think.
you get a 2.5
How does this kid know all of my scores?
I don't know.
because it was
It's
crazy.
scary.
That's insane.
It's a little scary.
All right,
movie
can we move
sucked.
on to something better?
Please.
Do the Right Thing's definitely worse
Let's move
though
on
than
to
After Hours, I'll
Alien.
say.
1979, directed by Ridley Scott, with the coldest tagline probably ever. In space, no one can hear you scream. During its return to Earth, commercial spaceship Nostromo intercepts a distress signal from a distant planet. When a three-member team of crew discovers a chamber containing thousands of eggs on the planet, a creature inside one of the eggs attacks an explorer. The entire crew is unaware of the impending nightmare set to descend upon them when the alien parasite planted inside its unfortunate host is birthed. That makes me want to rewatch the movie.
You've
That
seen it
is
100
insane.
times.
Yeah.
I'll see it again. I watched this movie a couple years ago and I wasn't blown away. And then before Alien Romulus came out, probably a couple of months before the first trailer, I rewatched it and I was blown away. And I remember Mishner and Christian watched it. We were like, "This movie is incredible," and I just kept telling them like, it's climbing my top 100, it's climbing my top 100," and it landed at 4 and it stayed there ever since. When we picked this movie, I was between this and Blade Runner because I did want to watch Blade Runner. But I was like, Alien's one of my top 4 favorite movies of all time. Let's get on the podcast. Let's talk about it. And then about a quarter of the way through the movie, I was like, shit, is this not like Man vs. Machine enough for the plot? Then we get through it. I was like thinking, I'm like trying to like, I'm like, yes, it is. Like Ash, we're going with spoilers. Ash is so undetectable as an AI. Like that is, no one predicts that. It's because it's just not a thing unless you know going into the movie. But no one predicts that, and it's scary how like this is starting to get like real life, like where we're seeing AIs become more and more like looking like people. And not once does he take the crew's well-being into consideration. He leads them straight into danger no matter what. He's like, wait, like don't do anything. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. Doesn't want to kill it, never wants to throw it out, nothing. He lets them in right away. Also with Mother, I think Mother is the scariest thing here. She accepts a rewardly distress signal and leads them straight into off their course 10 months away to find this distress signal. And this truly just shows, because she's just trying to discover, this shows like that AIs and robots and stuff like this like will not care for the safety of, or what it can be. Won't care for the safety of us, and they will choose exploring discovery over us no matter what, and they will always interfere. So I think this perfectly fits the concept we had this week, and I can't wait to hear what you guys said because I think this might be our second unanimous 5-star on the show.
What was
There
Was
was
it
a
first
time
Godfather?
when you didn't love this?
Yeah.
Godfather?
There was a time when you didn't love Alien, like on
Mhm.
your first watch. I didn't know
Mhm.
He's a non-ball knower.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen this movie like 4 or 5 times now. First time I ever watched it, I was actually blown away. So a little bit of different reaction from you. I remember watching it at my girlfriend's apartment at 3 a.m. And if you know me, I usually can't stay up that late. And I was wide awake, like sweating, watching this movie the first time. Um, what I really love about it is how amazing Ripley is. She's obviously the lead character. She just absolutely kicks ass. She's awesome. I love the tension and the pacing of the movie, how like slow and like gritty it feels and like claustrophobic. Like you get that feeling when you're kind of like trapped inside of this. I guess like a massive ship, but it feels very small as like they go through the scenes, and it's just like I don't know, kind of like irks you a little bit. The practical effects are absolutely amazing, especially with the face hugger attaching to Kane, and then you see like the chest bursting machine or the scene, chest bursting scene. I can't speak. Um, that was absolutely amazing too. Um, but it's funny that you mentioned Ash as an android, which is like the AI that you were talking about, because on like the fourth watch now, I feel like I'm picking up on some of the elements that like you can kind of see that he is the android while you're watching it, because he kind of fits like a little bit awkwardly with the other humans, and he's trying to like compensate his personality for that. But I guess like for a first time watch like Jordan, you probably had no idea.
No.
Jordan,
Android.
what'd you think about like when he was like sprinting in place?
So I was like, what the fuck was that? And then I kind of forgot about it. And then later on the movie, I was like,
And then he
oh,
just started
okay.
spitting milk.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, I thought he was an alien at first. So this is what I thought. I thought that the aliens were somehow going to be some type of like tech, like robot, like kind of like a Transformers type thing with like like because I know like that was our theme of the week. And then I was pleasantly surprised because I thought I was gonna be like, it's fucking stupid. And then this guy starts spitting up milk. I'm like, what's going on? And then he's the strongest man alive, choking Ripley.
Yeah.
Was that
I
everything,
thought-
Christian, for you?
I mean, yeah, I love everything about it. I'll let you guys talk more about it, but also I love the cat Jonesy. So fucking great.
Jonesy's
Fuck
awesome.
Jonesy.
Jonesy's great. What'd you say?
Jonesy.
Fuck Jonesy.
Fuck Jonesy.
Why?
How
I
are
was
you
gonna-
saying that?
The way that like
a
Ripley
fucking
like, goes
alien.
back to save Jonesy is so great.
Jonesy's
I was
an
gonna-
alien.
I was gonna say Jonesy gives a better performance than anyone in Tron.
Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. Not true.
When you were saying Jonesy was the alien, I think it's Captain Marvel where the cat is the alien.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You said that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Yeah, well, I knew, it wasn't going to end. So I got to the point where, he saw the cat and then kind of switched frames and then she got to the thing. So I thought she got away from the alien, but then like somehow it was like in the cat and then it was gonna like pop out and like hide in there. And then like the movie kind of would have ended. Instead, he's just like posting up there, like laying like he's like naked in like a GTA 5 like penthouse or something. Like, did you guys not think that was like weird how he was like posted up there?
Yeah.
He was laying like this, like sideways.
In like the escape pod?
In the escape pod. He was just like laying there. It scared the shit out of me though. I didn't see him.
Well, he was stuck, right?
A fun fact. No, he was.
Was it
Oh, he
alien?
was just laying there?
No, he was
He was
just
like
like
hiding, I think.
He was like, because you see more of an alien Ramius like where they could like cocoon, and you could see like, but like it was just like it knew the danger. It's a perfect organism. Like it knew the danger, and got into the escape pod because that's like basically where it knew Ripley was going, and you could see it before it reveals itself. You could see it like a minute prior, like tucked away back there. And
Oh,
it's
I didn't see
horrifying
it.
on rewatch.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Dude, I actually get like the heebie-jeebies thinking about
The
the xenomorph like laying there. I didn't know it was laying there. I thought it was stuck.
Dude,
Yeah,
gross.
it seems gross.
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
so
It was just like
disgusting.
posted
Unless
up.
I'm completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's like it like that's where it took cover because it knew like the imminent death.
Yeah.
Also, why does it like tongue punch everyone?
With the
I
jaw.
thought that was so weird. Like I know that's like a
I mean-
big like alien thing,
Like
right? That's like a
It's just a
trademark.
part. It's
I
just
feel
a
like.
part of it.
I don't know if that's a trademark, but
I think it's
Oh, okay.
horrifying. I think that's like shot so beautifully whenever it like comes through like the
No,
silky
it's
silver
cool.
teeth.
Like the
jaw.
first time I saw it, that was just like, what the fuck?
um I think one of my favorite parts of this movie, and this is the second time I've seen this. First time had it at a 4.5. Jagger already said like unanimous. We had a 5 across the board. I love how quickly that like the crew kind of becomes like a free for all in the face of fear and death. Like as soon as the face hugger gets attached to what's his name? Kurt? No, not Kurt.
Kane.
Kane, thank you. When the face hugger gets attached to Kane, they're all kind of like freaking out. They don't know what to do. And then like as soon as it comes off of Kane, and then like everything's fine again. Like they think like everything's perfect, and then he obviously has that scene where Kane dies. And then immediately like the crew again, like it's a free for all. Like it's like an every man for themselves. Like I love how, like I said, like how quickly that the crew kind of just diverged from each other. And to Christian's point, like watching Ash the second time through, I was wanted to make it a point to like keep a close eye on him, and I did notice that like every time that he showed any ounce of being like an AI or a robot, that he would try to compensate, like Christian said, for human mannerism, which I thought was really interesting. Like you guys mentioned the running in place scene, and then
That was
there's a
so
scene where like
funny.
his head is kind of like twitching a little bit. If you're watching him in the background. Um, it's definitely like an interesting lens when you I don't know like Schnur or Jagger if you guys have ever like watched it back and like actually watched Ash the whole time. Like I would recommend doing that if you haven't done so already. Um yeah, I like I've already said like the xenomorph is just like so it's so disturbing and like for a practical like person to be in this costume and make it so terrifying like because practical effects can easily be like we've seen it like in many movies where like you can have great practical effects, you can have terrible practical effects like and I think that the xenomorph in this movie like in 1979 like looks phenomenal, especially for like some of the things that it was doing. um the only thing that I didn't like about the xenomorph's appearance is when it's like floating out of the ship at the end and you can like clearly see like a human body in it. I wish they kind of would have just showed like a different angle if they had it of like showing that it's not like a human inside the costume. But I mean, no problems with this movie at all. Like it's a perfect movie to me from top to bottom. Um, and it actually has now one of my new favorite shots that I have added to my list in my head when
List in my
Ripley's
head.
when Ripley's
Sorry.
climbing up the ladder as I think it's as the ship is like in its evacuation process. She climbs up the ladder with the gun or like and like the flamethrower on top, and she's coming up the ladder, and then it's just like her walking through the hallway with like the gun by her side, and it's just like you're just watching like this woman walk through like fear, and she's just totally badass, just like facing fear in its purest form. Um, and I would love to know like how important this movie was for women like back when this came out. Like I wonder if this was like one of the first protagonist like badass roles that a woman had. I wouldn't know.
Laurie Strode in Halloween in '78 was like the year before that. Like she's
Okay, so
she was
she like
Scream.
kind of
Like
paved the
these
way
two
for
are like
this.
the original Scream girls. Like yeah, like Final Girl, like that. Like they paved a way.
Yeah.
Scream, all this, like for all that. So
Terminator, I feel like
I
too, probably.
I could be
mhm.
completely wrong, but I believe I read something somewhere that Sigourney Weaver, who played the female actress, it wasn't meant to be for a woman lead originally, and it was like changed up last second.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, and she's like I said, like she's perfect
I
for
think
the
it made it
job.
better.
She
everyone
yeah,
everyone
100%.
hated her on set too. Like hated her. Like tried to
Really?
make her life like hell. Yeah, they did not like her.
Same.
Like it
Um
like the sass that she gets in scenes are like real sometimes.
why do they hate her?
I don't know. Like they thought like, oh, this just like big time. She wasn't even big time star at the time, but she was just like this main actress, main lead actress. Like she doesn't deserve this, all this. Like
Yeah.
just
Um
jealousy, I guess.
She was so good.
Probably, honestly, but watching the crew get taken out one at a time was so so sick. Just watching it back, like knowing what's gonna happen, like my heart was racing so fast for the movie, and it's definitely something that I don't take for granted because you watch a movie back with like knowing what's gonna happen, it doesn't hit the same. Like this movie absolutely hits the same, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I had no flaws with this movie.
Were were we talking about that shot chase with the in the hallway, or was I talking about with Jagger? I know I was talking about that with
I don't think it
someone
was me
recently.
because I
We
wanted to
talked
save it
about
for the pod.
I don't know if we talked
Okay,
about screaming. We talked about or the shot. We talked about the screaming that you could hear
that too. Yeah,
over the
there's the
PA. Yeah.
yeah, there's both of those because I misremembered it and thought they were like together at the same time. But there's a moment where she's running through the hallway and it's like first person, and you hear the screams from the one girl who's like cornered, and that part is sick. And then there's also the moment you mentioned, which is probably my favorite moment in the movie as well. Is that
When
shot?
she climbs up the ladder.
Yeah, and she's like, it's like the one, it's the long oneer of her in the hallway with the
Yeah,
flamethrower. It's
so sick.
awesome, and I love how, especially specifically with her character, how if you're watching this for the first time and you go in not knowing that she ends up like being the final girl, like they kind of build up to her being the main character. She's not the main character the whole way through. It's like it
Mhm.
opens up, and the first like pod that you see open up is Kane's, And so he's the first one you see. He goes down and sees the eggs first. You're like, okay, this guy might be the main character. Then he's gone. And then it's like, all right, Dallas is like the head of the ship. He's probably the main guy. Next thing you know, he's gone. And then Ripley has to like step up and become like this protagonist. And like seeing that build up is so good. I think I'll get my one small little thing I don't love about this out of the way is I don't the xenomorph does look wonky to me every time, and it takes me out at points like when Dallas dies and it literally does like this, like it literally does like a boo thing in the corner. I'm just like it's kind of weird. And then like when it in that same scene like what I was talking about before, when the girl's cornered and it turns around and goes to like fight the guy, and it literally has like goes like this and just like spins like that. It's like so stiff
Yeah.
and looks like an animatronic. And then like you mentioned when it's like outside of the ship and it like bonks into it and looks like a balloon. Um, but other than that, like it's I don't really have negative to say. It's great. I love the production design of this. Like it just feels so immersive. I love the mother room is so cool. And I love the mechanics of the ship and all like the doors opening and closing and how the camera like weaves in and out of all the hallways. Like it just feels so immersive. And the theme of like the sexual violence theme of it underlying is like really interesting to me too. How it's like literally, these like creatures are, forcing themselves on these people and impregnating them to the point where Ash literally calls the xenomorph Kane's son at one point. Like it's literally an allegory for sexual violence and
It's
rape and all
insane.
that. And like even the xenomorph itself is like has a kind of a phallic shape to it for that reason. So I think that like is such a cool underlying message in a movie that is like so simplistic and straightforward. Um, and it's scary. Like I said, he looks a little wonky, but just like even when the xenomorph isn't on the camera, I think it's even scarier because it's like lurking around and it's in the vents and it's you have no idea where it is. Um, and I mentioned that immersive experience of it. So yeah, this is like one of the best horror movies ever, for sure. One of the best monster movies, probably the best monster movie, I would say, if you count it as
Monster
that.
House is up there, but
It's a good one.
um,
Or actually,
would
no,
you
the thing is I like the thing a little bit more, but this is similar level.
Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
really quick, yeah, would you guys rather be face to face with a face hugger or a xenomorph?
Face hugger. Xenomorph as like so like no.
Because
It's
I
got like
thought
the
about it.
tail
Am I
in the
I
gonna
don't
back
want to do
die?
the
to kill
chest
you the
burst.
chest
Because
and
think
this.
about it.
I don't want a chest burst, but like I'm blocking my mouth, like I'm doing all I can there.
Yeah, but the
I'd rather
face hugger
chest burst and
latches
die.
onto you, and then you're like unconscious. But also, if you're in face to face with the xenomorph, like it could just no. I guess they don't kill you actually, so maybe I don't know.
Can you imagine that second
Well, in
breath,
Romulus, they literally cocoon you.
that
Like
I
like
to keep
know
you
second
they,
claw
alive.
coming at you with the saliva dripping out right in front of you? Like that's exactly why I forget the character's name, but she was like literally frozen. She couldn't move. She was so terrified.
So I was gonna say that was one of my points where that I didn't like is they were like I think it was Lambert and he was like
get
screaming
out of the
at
fucking way, Lambert.
yeah he was like screaming at her to move and she's like I can't. I was like move bitch like
Dude, I would never
what are
be
you
able to do
doing?
it.
Dude,
That's
I was saying to
Christian, you'd be
Christian,
sprinting. Get the
I'm
fuck out of here.
dude,
You're not standing there.
I was saying to
One-
Christian, Parker's better than me because I would have lit Lambert up.
Oh
She
yeah.
would have been in flames.
Oh yeah.
I would have lit him up too, but if you were Lambert, dude, there's no way. 1 inch
Christian.
of movement and that guy is fucking killing you right away.
Christian, you'd run. You can't tell me
I
you'd
don't
stay
know.
there and stare at that guy for 45 seconds until he kills you.
You'd be in shock.
No, that's not a real thing. It's fight or flight, motherfucker.
It's not-
You're either
Shock
fighting
isn't
or
a
you're
real
running.
thing.
Breaking news: shock's not real.
It's not real. You're either fighting or you're running.
So you're fighting that thing?
I'm not fighting. I'm running. I'm dead either way, but I'm running.
Squaring up to a xenomorph.
Yeah.
Hey, let me
Just
have
like
this dance.
Muay Thai, kick him in the head.
yeah. I think
yeah,
I'd
you go,
rather
Sean.
just with Jagger's or Chase's point with the xenomorph versus face hugger. The chest burst sequence literally makes my chest hurt when I'm just watching it. Like I couldn't do it. I don't want that. I want to just
think
die
I-
immediately.
I think I'd just jump out into space, to be honest.
I can't
Yeah.
believe we haven't talked about the chest burst scene. Like that is like the most iconic thing I think to come from this movie, along with like the title card.
Oh, so gross.
That
Yeah,
scene
that's
is
good too.
so good, and I love that the actors like they were expecting that, but they weren't expecting like the blood spray to like come all across them. It is so iconic, and I absolutely love that scene. I think they did it perfectly, and like how it just like scurries away in the end. It's just like, what happens now?
Wait, so that was like they didn't tell the actors about
They
that.
knew it was a chest burst. They knew it was a chest burst. They knew
The
it was gonna
blood.
happen, but the blood splattering everywhere, no. And like Lambert's scream is like real.
Oh, that's so
Or
sick.
like,
I gotta
oh my
watch. Where can
god,
I
like
find this?
that
Can
is
I watch like a
real.
doc or something?
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff on
Oh,
YouTube.
I gotta turn that on tonight.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much other to say than what you guys touched on. I really enjoyed it, and I was nervous that I wasn't going to because I know you guys all love it. And I was watching it, and I was like an hour in, and I was like, eh. And then the last hour, I was like, yeah, this is incredible.
But even the first hour though, it's like
No,
so eerie. It's like
yes, yes,
what's
yes.
gonna
It
yeah
was
like
good with the complete movie. See, like I've seen, like I feel like most of those, this person dies and this person dies and this person dies. It's like they don't really do it for me. But the way this one did it, I mean, Schnur said this is the best one. I mean, it's the best one I've seen. I haven't seen a lot of them, but I don't know if you call like, yeah, like he said, like kind of monster horror where it's, they're kind of picking people out as the movie goes on. People are dying left and right, but like individually in different scenes. And I was kind of just expecting it to be like that, and then like something happens at the end, and I was like, but then you get the robot, then you get the chest burst, you get, the whole last 45 minutes. I was on the edge of my seat. So I thought it was great.
I do like the thing a little bit more, like I was saying. I think you guys should watch the thing. I know Jagger's seen it. I don't know if, and I know Christian has too. But Chase and Jordan, like if you guys liked this, I don't know if you like it as much or more or less, whatever, but like similar, and it's
It's awesome.
incredible. It's so good.
yeah. I've been hesitant to watch the thing because I think I saw like the core spoiler a long time ago, so I
There,
have that in the back of my head.
there
But
is not a core spoiler
Yeah.
to that movie. I don't think.
okay, all right, I'll
I think
have to
you're gonna
watch
be
it
okay.
then.
I will say, like, Alien, this movie is probably the one movie that just gives me like insane anxiety, especially the one scene when Schnur, you touched on a little bit, they're in the vents, and you could see on the heat sensor of like the direction that the alien's moving and then where they are, and you see, I think who's in the vents? Was it Ripley in the? I mean, they were like all in the vents.
Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's moving, but she starts moving towards the alien, and then they like come face to face almost. Like that is just, oh, it's insane.
Yeah, I mean to Jacob's point, throwing it back. I know he already touched on it, but I thought Dallas was the main character on my first watch, and like
So
he
did
said,
I.
like so great. How it kind of unfolds the way it does, where there's just a new like I mean I'm not gonna reiterate his point, but really cool how they did that. I love
I
that.
was, I was getting ready to come on the pod and talk about how much aura that Dallas has, and then he died. I was like, fuck.
It's
Well,
just
most of the
paced
time,
so
like
well.
when you're going
So,
through, like even my girlfriend, like Sophia, like agreed, like you agree with the points that Ripley makes throughout, like the whole time. You're like, she is right. Like, don't let him onto this. Like the contamination bro, like don't
Yeah.
do this. Like you're like, she is right. So like in the end that she's the final character, but I also love in the end the strobe lights and like the whole lighting of the end is just incredible. One of the only things I do not like about this movie is why are Ripley's underwear so small? I don't
Yeah.
understand. Every time
Peggy Whitey.
I'm like, what are we doing there? They don't even fit on her ass. I was
They're, like,
so
falling
confused the
off.
first time and every time I
I'd like to
never
ask
get
a
it.
woman if that's a comfortable pair of underwear for a woman to wear. Maybe that's why it was
It does
something.
not look
That
like
might
it.
just be like
I-
a
a
late.
space type of deal. Like if you're in like a astronaut suit or something, you have to wear that type of underwear. I don't know.
No, I
just
think that's like
assume-
the type of underwear that girls wore in like the 80s. I think that
I
that
just
scene was just like because the 80s were, a little bit more like sexualized as
That's what I
women.
was gonna say. I
Yeah.
just thought it was more like a sexualization of her character in a way, like making her kind of look hot in that moment.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
So like
I don't
the male
like it.
audience would, I guess, like it more like around that time period. I mean, it's
Yeah.
still true to like today, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if anyone else has any points. I just wanted one more fun fact. The scene where they find like the guy in the I don't know what's it called, Jagger, the guy in the chair when he's like the huge guy. They're in that huge room. That was like a regular sized set, and the astronauts they actually had like children in as doubles for the actors, so that like the scene looked bigger, and then
Oh.
like they looked smaller.
Pretty cool.
So yeah, that was just like
Yeah,
a
that's
cool
cool.
little thing.
What was that? What was that large scale
Well,
guy? Was
have
that
you
supposed to be an
seen
alien?
have you seen Prometheus?
No.
I'm pretty sure, Christian, it looks very familiar to what we got in
Yeah,
there.
I don't want to say any spoilers for it, but yeah.
So
I'm
that's
pretty
what I
sure.
thought of when I was watching it, and now it makes more sense now that I know that they're connected.
I thought so too, and it makes sense, but I'm pretty sure that like it was confirmed that that's not actually like
Yeah, I thought it
what
was a
he
different
is.
planet, but it is like exactly like there, like
Yeah.
exactly what we see in there.
I would
And
have
every
to.
time we go back, I love that scene. Like just like looking at like the massive
Yeah.
like man in this chair.
Yeah, I don't really know what I
Yeah.
was looking at.
It's supposed to be like a corpse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a dead alien that sent a warning to them, and Mother led them there anyway. Like I love it halfway through the movie or whenever it's like Ellen Ripley is like, Ash, this is a warning. This isn't a way. He's like, all right, well, we'll just investigate it anyway and all that.
Yeah. He was saying like if it's an SO what is it, SOS I think they call it.
SOS, yeah,
He's
it's
like if
not
it's an
SOS, it's a
SOS,
warning.
they'll already know it by the time they're in there. So like let them just go through it.
Mhm.
I just love
One,
how I don't know if you
yeah,
guys brought it up, but throughout the entire movie, the characters have no idea what the actual point of the mission is until they find out it's like to get the organism back on board and bring it
Mhm.
back, and they just
Right.
have no idea that that's what the mission actually is. That's
Perfect
so terrifying.
organism.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm thinking about the xenomorph laying in the escape pod right now.
dude,
It's
he
so
was posted
Like a
up like a
bug.
gross.
GQ model.
It's like a bug. Yeah, it's like a big bug. Oh.
Can I
Yeah.
talk about one more thing that I don't like?
Go
It's
for
a
it.
very, very,
Yeah.
very, 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 very tiny thing. Very, very tiny. I didn't like how like he was super, super small, right? The alien. And then you find this like little like exoskeleton that he like grew out of that was like on the floor. And then you see him, the next time you see him, he's fucking huge. Like, where's that other like skin that he got out of?
It's a perfect organism. He
Rapid growth.
escapes.
I don't
I
know.
will say that's one thing I thought about watching Prometheus and Covenant because I do think that that is an inconsistency, which is interesting.
Across the whole franchise, it's a huge inconsistency how the time from the face hugger to the chest bursts,
Yeah.
how fast they grow. Like it's a big inconsistency that happens.
Yeah, that's the thing people didn't like about Romulus, I remember. Because like in this one, obviously the face hugger. We all saw Romulus, right? Or Jordan,
Nope,
did you not?
I didn't.
Okay.
Dude, the
So
ending of Romulus
I
is
won't
just
I,
Awesome.
should I
Is that the
spoil
We
one that
Romulus?
just
needed it
came
at the
out?
Don't
time.
spoil it.
Yeah.
Nah, don't spoil it for
I can take
Jordan.
off my headphones.
I would say it's not like a spoiler
I'll take it off my
really with the
headphones.
story, but it's fine. I was just gonna say like with the face hugger, like in this in Alien, like the face hugger latches on and the guy's like sitting there in the hospital for however many days. And in Romulus, it, like latches on, gets her, and then next thing you know, like she's chest bursting and it's alive. Like it
Yeah.
was like just a lot quicker.
And if you remember in
Is he
yeah,
good?
it's
Oh.
fine. But yeah, the inconsistency you see it in the other two movies as well.
Yeah. You see it
So,
in everyone.
yeah.
One of them, especially like Alien versus Predator, it happens within like a minute or something like that. So
Alien versus Predator can't
scores
be
we
good,
all got no,
right? Okay.
no, it is not.
I'm like, there's no
Scores
way
we
that
all
movie
have
can be good.
5 across the board.
I have
Cinque.
So
Yeah.
second one ever behind Godfather.
so
But it's pretty cool. We'll move into the last one that got chosen over 2001: A Space Odyssey, Avengers: Age of Ultron.
yeah, so this was the movie that I brought to the table. Little plot. Tony Stark accidentally creates Ultron, and the idea behind this is like yes, the Avengers can fight off Earth level villains, but he's kind of fearful of larger villains coming to into play like a Loki, so that's why he decides to create Ultron to help them defend Earth. But it quickly turns out that Ultron is actually a massive human threat, and he wants to basically cause a global extinction. Um, because of this, Tony Stark and the team end up creating Vision, who is like just a morally just character. He's not on like either side. He's just trying to keep everybody and protect everybody. And you see like some introductions to other characters like Wanda and Quicksilver. But you can basically just see like it's Ultron versus Vision and the Avengers, and they're just like fighting, and that's kind of like the plot. Um, for me personally, not my favorite, might be my least favorite Avengers to be honest. I don't really like Ultron at all. It's kind of like this movie's almost pointless to me, and it's just like an introduction to some characters, but it's not really needed. Ultron's not needed. Um, it's kind of like forced on you. His like him being a villain. I wish they would have introduced him in like a previous movie, and then he's in this big Avengers movie because he doesn't feel like a big bad like villain to me. He's just like in this movie. Um,
That's
that's
because
like
the
kind
other
of like
ones came out though.
yeah, that's kind of just like my early like initial thoughts on it. And then I'll let you guys dive in, and then we can circle back.
I mean, you can go into spoilers if you want. I think we could, but I could take
Yeah,
over.
if you want to, like one other thing I wanted to say was like the stories with Wanda and Quicksilver just didn't really feel like it fit in the movie. And then they were like switching sides like three different times. And it's like, okay, like what is going on here? And then we see like Thor's vision in the cave. And it's like, okay, like where is this movie really focusing? And it kind of just feels all over the place for me. Um, yeah, go
Like
ahead.
that's an Avengers movie though, like all over the
Yeah, no,
place.
that's fair. It just, I don't know, it feels kind of awkward to me compared to the other Avengers movies.
It's definitely the weakest one, I think. I still like it though.
Yeah, definitely not 2001: A Space Odyssey, but it was all right. Like I had fun with it. I remember when I first watched it, I didn't love it. Like when it came out in theaters, rewatched it a couple years after that, liked it more, and then this time liked it a little bit less. Um, I think I disagree with you saying like it's not needed because there's like so much like outside of just the characters, there's like all the stuff with the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Stones. It's like really all like put in this. Like I completely forgot about the vision of the Gauntlet. Even like when was it Thor? I think when he's in the cave, like you said, like he has the vision of the Gauntlet and like all the stuff to come. That was all cool to like go back and see that. Obviously, the end credit scene is great too. It's probably one of the better ones in the franchise, I think. Um, I, this might sound like pretentious or something. I don't know, but I think like
Sorry.
there's just like no like I like something a little more stylized. Like there's no stylistic like vision whatsoever in it, which is like fine. Like I know it's what it is. I still have fun with it, but like obviously it's nothing like crazy. There were some good character moments as well. I like all the character interactions. Like these characters were just great. The Iron Man, Hulk before they made him Professor Hulk, like Black Widow, Captain America, whatever. All the original cast, they're all great. Um, and I just think as great as some of those character moments are, like in the last act of this, in that final like battle scene, whatever, um, there's like the dialogue isn't even dialogue. It just gets to be like one-liners back and forth between every character, just going one-liner for one-liner for one-liner. And I'm like, this isn't even dialogue. They're just like saying things, and like it's all annoying me. And it's like one joke here and there was all right for like most of this movie, honestly. I felt like the Marvel humor, like it was there, but it wasn't really bothering me that much because the characters are good. Kind of like what I was saying with Tron, where like, sure, the lines are kind of cheesy, but like the actors are good and delivering them well and it fits. But yeah, it just got to a point where it was just like way too much and they weren't even having dialogue with each other. It was just a joke after joke, one liner, and like that just kind of bothered me at the end. But it's still fun. There's a lot of good action sequences. The Hulkbuster is great. Um, and I love Vision too. Like Vision's last monologue with that last Ultron bot is great, and it's still its original cast, like I said. So it's entertaining.
That's some all-time stuff there. The Avengers franchise is pretty special. This movie, not as special, but it's still there. It's still there for me. I like the introduction of the characters, like conflicting Christian's point. I like Wanda in this, and I like what's their brother's name? Like Quicksilver, what's his actual name?
Pietro.
We know.
Pietro.
Pietro.
There you go.
Pietro. Yeah. Um, I didn't mind him. I like I like that Marvel comic book character. I wouldn't say I like Aaron Taylor Johnson
I
playing
thought you
him.
love you did 2 episodes or 3 episodes ago.
No, no,
You
no, no,
love
no,
Aaron
no, no.
Taylor Johnson.
No, no, no. I picked him for like a Bond, like name that what the fuck did you
Fan
do?
cast?
Fancast?
The fan cast one. I named him for the fan cast. I mean, I don't love him. I think he's fine, not in this movie, personally. But I don't know. Christian said like Ultron's not needed. I think he is. Like it's the whole movie. Also, it's like if there's no Ultron, you don't get Vision, which Vision obviously plays a huge part in the next two Avengers movies. Um, I was about to say that you get a little Black Panther, but that is incorrect. That is Civil War, which I also watched this week. I'm getting them like mixed up right now.
Well, you do get a
Um,
little like
You get
they reference
Wakanda. We get
Wakanda.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the vibranium.
Yeah.
oh, that's true. the guy from the Black Panther. I forget his name. Andy Serkis. Is that him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ulysses Claw as a character.
Yeah.
We talk about vibranium a lot throughout the first couple movies, by the way, too. Like in the first
It's
Avenger,
huge.
Yeah.
like one of the first things that they talk about with the shield, obviously, is the vibranium, which I didn't pick up on through my first couple watches when I was younger. But
Yeah, well, it's like you hear vibranium and it's like,
it's like,
okay.
what is
But
that?
then you
Yeah,
watch Black Panther
but
and you're
it's
like,
yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah.
I see what you're saying. There's one other thing that I wanted to say about this movie. I don't remember, but yeah, I mean, once again with like the cheesy lines, like it's Marvel, it's fine. Um, I don't mind it for Marvel. I didn't mind it for Tron, but teach their own. But like, I think the worst. I want to talk about two cheesy lines. Obviously, we talked about. I could do this all day with Cap. It's all time classic. And another great one from this movie is when when Hawkeye's about to get like shot and Quicksilver like runs and like takes all the bullets and he goes, "Bet you didn't see that coming," and then dies.
I hated that part, by the way.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was
Because
really
the
bad.
entire movie, it's like, oh, this guy can outrun bullets, and then he like misses the bullet from whoever shoots like upwards or whatever it is, which like makes sense. He like can't see it, but then he like gets hit by every single bullet. I
Yeah,
don't know.
he got
It's
popped
just like could just like move them out of the way.
and then
So,
moved
like,
out of the way yourself or like dove
yeah.
or I don't know. It was like, yeah, they had to kill him off somewhere, but that was horrible.
But
Um,
also, sorry to cut you off there, Jordan,
no
but
worries.
just on the like lines, like I've been talking about it all week, but there's literally a moment where Scarlett Johansson or whatever Black Widow says like, you might not want to ask that.
Hang
No
on,
way.
I
hang
was like,
on.
oh, I
She
forget the
all
context, but
in the first Avengers movie, she also says you might want to see this.
Oh my
So
God,
I
I
wonder
gotta
if
look
it's a
those up.
Black Widow thing.
yeah, dude, her lines were brutal in this, like overall, I think. But sorry,
That's
Jordan.
great. He's right behind me, isn't he? One of the last thing I have to say is I really like Hawkeye, and I liked how we like went to his house and got introduced to his family, and then obviously like the Hawkeye movie later, and the Avengers movies later kind of come into a play with that. But I just love Lisa Cardinelli. Is that how you pronounce her name? Sure.
Linda Cardellini.
Linda Cardellini.
Holy
Sure.
shit, that wasn't close.
I
Oh
love her,
my
dude. I always fuck up her name.
Lisa Cardinella, did you say?
I said Lisa and then Cardinelli or
Who's
something.
that?
I always chalk her
It's
name.
Hawkeye's wife.
Hawkeye's wife.
I love her
From
too.
Yeah,
what is
she's
it?
great.
From the
Great and Daddy's
Geeks
Home.
Geeks and
Daddy's Home.
Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and
Freaks and
Geeks,
Geeks.
all-time
Freaks and
show.
Geeks.
If you guys
She's
haven't seen
the
Freaks and Geeks, you need to
Scooby-Doo.
go watch
Yeah,
it.
she's the original Velma in the live action Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. I always liked her as an actor. Obviously, Freaks and Geeks. I love that show. I don't really talk about it too much because it's kind of like a weird show. Like it's
Feels
one
like a lost
season.
piece of media.
So good.
No,
Like,
that's it literally.
Yeah.
It's like just 25 episodes, like one season. It seemed like there's going to be a second, there just isn't. And it's just like so many like huge name actors
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
are in
great.
it. But I don't know how we got from the Avengers to Freaks and Geeks, but yeah, that's what I have to say.
Obviously, I hold Marvel a lot higher than everyone else does. I just feel like these movies mean so much, and I think this is a pivotal one. Like every mention, even Tony says Endgame in this movie. Every mention, every nod, every like thing that is going to come back in the future, just like literally gives me chills, and I just get like so happy thinking about it because we all saw Endgame together. I think me and Jordan saw Infinity War together.
Sure
Like
did.
unbelievable experiences. Like I cannot express like how much like that time. Like I was watching every like breakdown video around this stuff, and it just like I still think this movie is a great addition. Without this, we don't get Civil War. We don't get the Sokovia Accords that create the whole Civil War storyline. We obviously don't get Vision. There's a lot from this. Bruce Banner's character in Hulk is a huge standout for me in this. The battles that he deals with, because he feels like he's just a call like a how do I say a problem, a threat
A
anywhere he's
nuisance.
around, a nuisance. Like he is just he feels like this, and he's like this constant pain, and you see like the budding romance between him and Natasha, even though she has terrible lines. The budding romance that he ultimately like has to give up because he know even like Hulk his Hulk self knows it, like he has to go. We meet up with him later in Ragnarok, and he figures it out a little bit, and he figures out even more in Endgame. So
Can I say one thing while you're on that point of
go ahead.
the Hulk and Black Widow, their relationship in this, I fucking hated it. I hated it so much.
How?
Dude,
I hated it so
I was
much.
gonna bring it up. I think it's absolutely terrible.
I hate it so much. And like he's taking a shower, or she's taking a shower, whatever the fuck it was at Hawkeye's house, and she's like, "Oh, like if you're in there, I would have came in." And I'm just like, "What?" Like,
It's so bad.
like okay. And then he's like, "Oh, something," and then she's like, "I hope all the hot water's not gone." I'm like, what are we talking
Is this
about?
the first introduction to the romance? This movie?
I was gonna
This
say, does it come
movie,
back?
I think.
I forget if it comes
No, I don't
back.
think he does,
When they
dude.
meet in Infinity War, it's not well. It's because it's on such pressing. I'm sorry, Ava, if you're listening. It's under such like pressing circumstances. Like they meet, they like share a moment together, and that's it. But it's just like it's hard to. You're in the middle of like a world battle,
Yeah, I mean, I guess you
basically.
can't be in love during war.
They're
Yeah.
fighting a fucking robot in this one, and they're
Screwed
like
Vision and
talking
Scarlett
about taking
Johansson over.
showers together at Clint's
Weird.
house with his 3 kids in the house.
That's what I'm saying.
Weirdos.
The
Weirdos.
subplots in this movie don't make sense to me.
No.
But I think that's the thing with a lot of Avengers movies is they're not self-contained. Like you have to know things prior, and you have to know that things are going to just like start here and develop so much further in the future, and like that haven't been there. So like it's just I think it's just an Avengers movie thing.
I get
But
that. I think this does the worst job of it, though.
I think Wanda is awesome. I think everything she
Yeah.
adds from the nightmare effect whenever she comes out and she gives every Avenger nightmares, especially Tony's, because Tony's pays the biggest the most pivotal thing is like that's why he wants a shield of armor around the world. And like a lot of this just starts here where Tony is just like I didn't do enough, you didn't do enough. And it comes back in later movies. And you could see him through his next couple of movies trying to do everything he can to protect the world. Um the visuals are awesome with the two AIs with Jarvis and Ultron talking in the beginning with the massive orange compared to the massive blue. I think is cool. And
That's
like
one of
him
my
like
favorite parts of the
attacking him
movie.
with lightning. And then I love the lifting of Mjolnir scene. When it comes back later, it's like literally get fucking goosebumps. Like the only bad thing about it is a little, which I don't think understand. It's hard to do with Mjolnir. How is a table holding up Mjolnir? Is the table worthy?
Oh,
Like
this
I don't
is
know
like
how does anything hold up Mjolnir?
That's
How does Earth hold up
yeah, that's the
Mjolnir?
thing. How does like anything work? It's just like it's something I struggle with. Like it's just like because every time you see it, it's like it's an unliftable thing only if you're worldly. So the building, the concrete that's holding up is worthy, but I mean it's just a small detail. But whenever it comes back later, and like I think, and you could see in Thor's face like the worry that he has at the time.
Doesn't he
So
like hang it on a coat rack in Dark World or something?
he
Yeah.
hangs it on a cut rack as like a joke in like the Dark World. And
Yeah.
I'm like, why are we doing that? Like, what
that
is the
movie's god
reason?
awful.
What is the reason for
That-
that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna skip
I
that one.
I think Vision, I not Vision. I think Ultron's also awesome, and I think he's scary. I think his little premise, he's like we have to rid humanity, like they're too far gone. He gets too far, and it's just like doesn't make sense where they lead him. But like when he is around the time when he's first introduced, he's like singing. I don't know if you guys remember this part of the movie, but
Yeah.
he's like singing along, and I'm like, that is literally horrifying. What are we doing here? And the edit I sent you guys is also awesome.
You know what that reminds me of? 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Christian's putting his hands up like it wasn't his movie and didn't vote for 2001.
Whatever, dude.
Um,
I mean, I'm not coming at Christian. I just want to preface this. This whole week, we voted on all 3 of these movies, and this whole week, every movie except Alien, everyone was complaining about watching, except Schnurr Tron. Am I
I
wrong?
didn't complain about
I didn't
Age of
complain
Ultron
about
either.
this. I didn't complain about any of these movies we had to watch this week. I was excited.
Somebody else must have not voted 2001.
I didn't,
That shows
but I didn't
okay.
want to watch it.
Well, there you go.
But right after we hopped off the last episode, you text like, "Ugh, I don't want to watch Age of Ultron. I should have voted 2001." Or,
I wasn't trying to call you out there, Christian. I was just
No, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm not denying.
here's
I
what
know exactly what you're talking about, and that part in 2001 is absolutely horrifying. So
Fucking crazy. Yeah.
Here's what I'll say about Age of Ultron. I think Ultron for me was the villain arc felt kind of, I don't know if rushed is the right word because obviously he's like the whole movie and he's introduced very quickly. I think I struggle, and I think this is consistent with Dune Part 2. I think I
stop.
struggle with villains that are introduced in a movie and they're already faded out by the end of the movie. Does that make sense? I think I like a gradual buildup of a villain through a couple of movies to make you like learn about the villain, know the villain, watch the downfall of the villain. Does that make sense?
100%.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, can I ask you?
you
completely
can say it about
disagree
so
with
many
that.
movies, though.
I
Every
agreed.
movie you've ever like, most of them are like a single movie. They
Yeah,
have one
it's not
villain, they
it's
have
not
one
every
hero.
movie I've ever seen, but I think that like for a series of movies, I think
A
if you're
franchise.
introducing a villain as a sub, not I don't know if what's the word for that? Is a subplot the right word? I don't know if that's the right word.
No, you're talking about like one villain being one movie, the next villain being
Yeah,
another.
like, I
But
don't
what
know if
about The
that
Dark
works for
Knight?
me.
That's what I was gonna say. Is how do you
I
feel?
think that I think the
obviously
Dark
other
Knight is just a different
circumstances.
standard though. Like
Well, it's an edge case.
The Dark Knight's just like an anomaly, you know?
So is
No.
Dune Part 2.
It's not a different standard.
That's-
Yeah.
Not for
Sure-
me though.
sure it is.
Like not for me.
Or about
I
like
think it is.
Raiders,
And I
or
think
like
that's,
Indiana Jones. They have different
I
villains.
mean,
in every
yeah,
movie,
but
too.
the Nazis,
The
the
Nazis
movie
come
are the
back.
villains in the first and the third movie.
Fuck the Nazis.
Well, yeah, but not like
Yeah, but none of
I
them
don't know.
return.
You don't like
Like-
build up like a villain character.
No, but I'm just saying that like a singular villain, like when a singular villain is introduced into like a franchise and is there for a quick amount of time in the whole grand scheme of this whole franchise, it's just
What's your
like
favorite Marvel movie besides Avengers? Do you love Iron Man? Jeff
yeah.
Bridges is only in that. He's only in that one movie.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
don't even
build-up.
love Jeff Bridges as the villain in Iron Man though.
He's great.
How
I
do you
don't
feel about
like.
like?
I love Iron
Killmonger?
Man and his world building in Iron Man. I don't love Jeff Bridges' villain.
How do you
I
feel about
agree.
Killmonger and Black Panther?
I don't love Killmonger.
Oh
Honestly.
my god!
Yeah, I don't love
He's
Killmonger.
incredible.
Wow.
I don't love Kill. I mean, I have to see it again. I've only seen it once. It was when we
Have you
saw
guys
it in
seen
theaters.
the second Black Panther?
No.
Yeah.
So I
Second one was
saw it.
good.
I saw it on Disney Plus. Like it was on there, and I was like, I completely forgot this existed. I've never seen it.
Forever.
I've only seen Black Panther once, so maybe it's not really a fair assessment. But that's how I felt about Ultron,
well,
and I think that's maybe consistent for why I feel that way about Fade Rotha. I'm just saying.
well, I think that's a Marvel. I think Marvel has a villain problem. I think they always did, and I don't think I'm the only one who thinks that. I feel like there's very few great villains in Marvel. That's why Thanos is so great. But who else is really a great villain in Marvel that you really think about?
I mean, I like Loki.
Yeah.
I like
agree with
Loki
you.
so
Loki,
far.
Killmonger,
And Killmonger. Yeah. I
Hela
agree with you.
from Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah,
Yeah, there are plenty.
there is plenty.
There's
But,
I
like,
think there's more misses than there are hits, but I think there's
Yeah.
it's like 60-40.
I'm trying to
I
think
I agree with
now.
you, Christian.
I think that's like a common thing that people think that Marvel lacks good villains.
But it's just like comic books. Every time you go from comic book issue to issue, mostly have a new villain. I feel like that's the
Yeah.
last thing I'll say about that.
Yes. So I mean, that's just how I felt singularly about Ultron. But and I'll go into one thing that I loved. Jagger already touched on it, but the visions like sequence when everyone's seeing like what they're afraid of, what they're most afraid of, like what they're afraid of losing or what they're afraid of happening, I think is awesome. I absolutely love that part. And like Jagger said, it's super integral to the rest of the franchise as it goes. So really cool introduction and execution there. I really liked.
I agree with you, Chase. And I mentioned like there wasn't a ton of like, like it wasn't very director like stylistically driven, but those scenes are like really cool and interesting visually, like with the Tonys like vision with all them laying there dead, and it's like, why didn't you like do more or whatever? I forget what Captain America says in that, but like that stuff was all I loved all that
Yeah.
as well.
He probably said
Yeah.
like, I can do this
Could
all
have
day or
done
something.
No, you said you could have done
Yeah.
more or something like that.
Yeah.
I could do this all day. You could have done more. That's like what he said.
Yeah. And quick disclaimer. Might have different opinions on Doom Part 2. We'll see. Well, I'll leave it at that. We'll see what
Part
happens.
2 is a fucking masterpiece.
Do we have any other comments? Anything we want to talk about?
That's it for
Um,
me.
I think the visual we talked about it a little bit, Jagger. Like the CGI still wasn't that great at this point, and we thought it got worse.
CGI in the beginning is
Yeah.
very iffy.
There was also a point when Sokovia is like floating and a car is like falling off and this girl is in it like screaming and they have to save her, and that looked awful too. I thought like it looked really brutal, but
Yeah.
it's nothing like detrimental to the movie, but
What was it? 2015? I think this came out.
something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah. What was first
Could've
Avengers,
been a
like
lot more
2012?
recent.
2015.
Where do you
So-
guys rank Ultron in terms of the 4 Avengers movies?
It's the worst one.
It's the last. I haven't seen the first one in a while.
Yeah.
Because I just
I haven't
watched
seen
the first one
in so
last
long.
night. It was not as good as I remembered it being.
Mm.
Just throwing that out there. Like I think I actually liked things about Ultron more so than. Also, have you guys noticed that Thor looks like a different human being as the movies progress?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
he
that's
does.
just Chris
Yeah,
Hemsworth, or maybe like
yeah.
the things that they done. He looks like wildly different as it goes
Why?
on.
What is
I
that?
don't know. He is like so blonde and like not. I feel like not as like defined facially, and like as it goes on, he gets even
Yeah. And then
darker.
he turns into this like dark-haired, gorgeous,
Mm,
beautiful behemoth of a man. Like what happens there?
He has like no eyebrows in the first Thor. He literally doesn't have
yeah.
Yeah, they're
eyebrows.
Ava pointed out they're blonde, and she's like, oh, they darkened his eyebrows for the Avengers movie, so I think that might be what it is. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think they lightened him for it. I think like they tried to say as comic accurate as I could
for the
in the
first
first, and then
Thor,
they were like, we should change this.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Thor, do they just massively nerf him just because like you just can't show his full power in live action? Because shouldn't he just be able to one shot Ultron? Like,
Problem a lot of Marvel has. The hierarchy of power is so like screwed up. Secret Invasion introduced the most powerful hero that we've seen, and we haven't seen from her anything from her yet, and we're not going to. So it's so hard to like. It's like a thing with Mjolnir. Like what can hold it? Like it's so
Should be
whatever they
falling
choose
into the
based upon
core
the
of the
movie.
earth.
I feel like they're kind of
Yeah.
trapped in a corner there, though. It's like if you make Thor this, you know, impossible guy to take down,
They
then
don't
how
have
do
a
you
movie.
make a movie with him? Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like you really
Every
have
massive franchise has its plot holes. Like you
Yeah.
could, yeah. It's
You should
everything.
watch What If to see like
well,
what player like when they get
I
like
didn't
really their
like What If.
full.
I watched a
You
couple episodes.
the Ultron like with the final like the build up is awesome.
Oh my
I will
God.
say Ultron gave me the wanting, the desire to go back and rewatch Avenger or through Marvel, so I'm excited about it.
Valid.
Shout out
Good
Robert California.
Yeah.
oh yeah, Robert California.
Supposed to
I
be beautiful.
I know I'm saying a lot of hate about the movie, but at the end of the day, I think it's still very entertaining to have all those characters on one screen. And I think that's what
100%.
Avengers
Yeah.
like so great, and I think that's why for me it's still like a 3 star. Still a really fun watch.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it bad review. I wouldn't say, I'd say I probably said more bad things than good things, and I still gave it a 3.5. Like
Yeah.
that's just bringing
It's
up the
fun.
points that I
Like
don't
Schnur
like.
said, it's entertaining. It's
Yeah.
like if you want a movie for pure entertainment, I think Age of Ultron is a good pick.
Yeah.
And Marvel does have a lot of great content, so it's like everything building up to these Avengers movies was so hyped up, like Jagger was saying, just makes it so great.
Are we giving our ratings?
Yeah,
'Cause-
Chase.
Okay.
They just gave 3. And a
Did I
half,
give it a
3 and
3.5? Yeah, I think I gave it a 3.5.
I gave it a 3. Which, yeah, like I said, it's just fun movie, entertaining.
Yeah, same here, 3.
Yeah,
I gave
because
it
I
a
was going through it
foul.
and I was like, wait, is this movie actually good? Yeah, I give it a 3.5.
Yeah.
I give it a 4, and I'd like to see what I have the old Avengers at because you gave it a 3.5, Chase. So
Schnur, I
What,
will
a
say
4,
I
4.5,
also.
what?
Oh, sorry, Jagger.
No, go ahead.
Schnur, I will say I went through it last night. Katie was sleeping. I wasn't ready to go to bed yet, and I was looking at Letterbox, and I made a couple updates on a bunch of movies. So you got to restudy up.
Okay.
All right,
I
let's
remember after Travis was on the show, but yeah.
Fuck
let's
after
rank
hours.
them. Let's start with Christian, rank 3.
Alien absolutely is number 1. Age of Ultron 2. Tron 3.
I feel like this is.
I think that's the
everyone's
same for
score.
all of us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Consensus ranking this week.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Consensus
GG's in the
ranking.
chat.
I don't
GG's
know
in the
about
chat.
me. I don't know about me.
Okay.
GG's.
I might
Oh,
have-
what do you have?
I think I have Tron at 2.
Okay.
Right.
What the
Okay.
hell is that, Chase?
What?
What
Is
was
that
that
a
emote?
What emote?
Whatever you just did.
I don't know.
Are you
what you're-
gaslighting me right now?
I don't know
We'll
what you're.
move on.
Did anyone
We'll
else
move
see
on.
that?
We'll move
Moving on.
on.
It was like this.
I saw it. We
Okay,
all saw
thank
it.
you. So he's trying to gaslight me.
All right, let's move into our little game for the week. I didn't want to tell you guys, and I asked earlier in the week because I said I was doing something for games or whatever. So, any guesses on what we got?
A bracket.
said bracket.
Good bracket.
Bracket
Earlier.
brackets in there.
Marvel
I don't know.
bracket.
We're doing
A sci-fi
TV
bracket.
show seasons bracket.
Whoa.
Okay. That's true. You did say that.
So I have 16 seasons
Holy
of shows. I tried to. I'm
Jordan
pretty
has
sure
food in
we've
his mouth.
seen all of these.
Dude, I'm
pretty
so
sure all of
hungry.
us have seen. It's hard because we have Game of Thrones, Sopranos, Breaking Bad all excluded because we haven't all seen all of those. Succession. So there's plenty of that.
Oh,
It's tough. So we'll just get right into it. If they're from the same show, I put them head to head in the first round.
okay.
Jagger, are we treating this as we're wiping them off the face of the universe or no?
No, no,
Oh
no.
my
Just
God.
Okay.
best of
'Cause
seven
that's important.
series.
That's
best of
Which
important.
seven
one is
series,
better?
Which
It's
is
important to
better?
me.
Which is better? We're just gonna just go on. We're gonna do 3v2 final vote majority. So I mentioned that we're doing it the same show. I'm putting them up against each other. So I figured I'd start off hot. Severance season 1 versus season 2.
Ooh.
Let's get some thoughts.
I think I go 1.
I have my clear answer with 1 too. I just think it's better. But
I think it's better as just like introduction. It felt like kind of like I said with a lot of the like shows and stuff. I feel like I've been saying like movies, like we didn't really know where it was gonna go. A lot of it is like first time surprises, like that kind of thing. And then that like final episode is the season 2 finale better? I like the
I
build
think-
up to the final episode better than the build up to
yes.
the final episode in season 2. But I think I like the season 2 finale better.
I'm with you there. I think season 2 has 2 of the 3 best episodes in the show, but I will say I think season 1, the build up, like the introduction to Lumen and the characters and everything, like you said, also the build up to the finale, I think is better. I think I would go season 1 as well.
I mean, since it's already 3v2, I mean, I'm fine with going season 1, but I think that the highs of season 2 are higher than the highs of season 1, in my opinion. But I think that season 1 is a more complete season.
Schnurr convinced me to go season 1 because the season finale of season 1 is better than season 2.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't know if I agree with that either.
That's
I-
my
I
deal.
don't-
I was more excited to see the next season of season 2 to see season 2 than I am excited to see season 3 though.
I'm on
I'll
board.
just say
Exactly.
that.
I absolutely agree with that.
I don't know if
the
that's
season
just because
finale
of
was better.
cliffhanger, but I love that
I
season
mean, yeah,
finale
the
of
season
them all
1
being
cliffhanger is
separate.
all time, but so is the season 2 cliffhanger.
She's alive!
I don't know. Yeah, the She's Alive is perfect.
Yeah.
All right, season 1 of Severance moves on to the
Shout
second
out Joe,
round.
though, for real.
4-1.
Putting us on.
Next one, we got Andor, which I believe you've all seen by now,
Nope.
versus season 1 of Squid Games. How far are you into
I
it?
haven't seen either of those. I'll just null my vote.
Okay. We could know it, but I was
I
trying
think-
to get. I thought everyone ever has seen season 1 of Squid Games.
No, yeah, I know.
pretty
It is a
easy for
weird
me.
thing, and Chase tells me to watch it all the time. I just have never gotten to it, and I don't really see a point now. I don't know.
Okay.
Especially since season 2, that no one really seems to really love.
Mhm.
I think Squid Game is by a pretty large margin, and I'll tell you why. I think it's very similar to what I think it was Schnurr just said it. It's very new concept, very well done. Has you thinking like, what the fuck is going on? I think Squid Game is for me. Like at the end of the day, like Andor, Star Wars, like you know the direction that things are probably gonna go, and it's a direct lead into Rogue One, so you know like where it's probably gonna go eventually. Squid Games for me, the season 1 was just like, what am I watching? So and like they did it so well.
I agree. I'm also Squid Game, just because, like you said, like, and I like Andor a lot, but like you said, like new idea, new concept, like it was fresh. It was like so, it was such like a cultural phenomenon at the time too. I was way more excited and like after I'd finished an episode, I was way more excited to go to the next one than I was with Andor. Where like the episodes are still really good. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like I was like, oh my God, I have to watch the next. Like I have to see what game they play next, where they go. Like I mean, we're playing Fortnite Squid Games. Like it's like I said, it's a cultural phenomenon. I think
No,
I'd
we're
go
playing
that.
Roblox.
Or
We're
Roblox,
playing
whatever. It has it on
Roblox.
both, doesn't it?
It
Sure.
does.
She's
Yeah.
just playing Fortnite.
Playing
and-
both.
Yeah.
Playing both.
I mean, I'm Team Andor. You guys are probably gonna say shocker, but
Shocker.
I
Jagger.
think the writing is better. I think the acting is better. I think the visuals are better. I think the world building is better.
So you're racist.
Now I'm racist. No.
Kidding.
Um,
Kidding, chat.
yeah, I think you're also more so anticipating a season 2 than you are with the Squid Games for me, and I also feel like the hype for Squid Games has fallen off for me.
No, you didn't even watch
Good.
season 2 though.
I watched 2 episodes.
Exactly.
I watched 2 exactly. I watched 2 episodes and they weren't good, and I feel like and I think we would all agree that the hype for season 1 was so massive as it was coming out. The hype for season 2 is not even close to that.
Well, we're not comparing the shows. We're comparing season 1 versus of Squid Game.
I know
versus
that's
season 2 of
that's
Andor.
like adding to my point how the hype for Andor season 2 is very high, but the hype for
Yeah.
season 2 of Squid Games is not there.
I don't think so, dude.
Is it that
Season
high?
2 was pretty high for Squid Games, I
think
feel
it's
like.
very high.
I don't think it was. I mean, it's more well known Squid Games because it was a phenomenal. Like, but I think everyone that's seen Andor. I mean, I guess not, but I'm definitely more hyped for season 2 of Andor than I am for Squid Games. I choose Andor. I think all Christian points are so valid, but we're in a
So
2v2.
We're in
What do you
2v2.
do
I
here?
haven't fucking seen any of them.
What do you do here?
Heads or tails? I don't know.
You know what? I'm gonna go Squid Game because I watched the first 3 episodes of Andor and not
See, I
too
knew you watched
good.
it at
Not
some
too good
point.
right
That's
now.
Also,
insane. I
Andor
binge watched
season
all of
1,
them in 2 days. I was like, I can't get enough. It was so good.
I
I
don't know.
wanted to see
A little
what's
slow
next.
for me.
yeah, I personally felt like Andor season 1 was like a slow burn until the final couple episodes.
yeah, it was like the first, what was it, like 2 were really slow, and the third one's pretty good. Then it's like slow again. Then it's like a really good episode, then a couple slow ones, and a really good one. And like Squid Game was like
Andor's got
snappy
filler.
again.
I don't think it has
Not even
filler. I
filler,
just
but
think it's heavy dialogue, kind of like Game of Thrones is heavy dialogue. I'm not going to compare those two shows. Like one is objectively better. I guess nothing can be objective in this, but
You
it's
know
just
what? I
very
switched my
heavy
vote, and I'll tell you why.
I just wrote down season 1.
All right.
We'll go to
Delete it.
Season 1 Andor, just leave it. Let's move on.
Andor. All right, we're moving on.
Wait.
Season what? Andor
Never
1.
mind.
Season
mind.
7 Clone Wars
Holy
versus
fuck.
The Last of Us.
Oh, season 7 Clone Wars. That's easy.
7 Clone Wars, not even close.
That's easy.
I totally agree, but
I don't agree.
I thought it'd be closer for. I mean, I got sure, but I thought it'd be closer for Chase. But
I just rewatched season 1 of The Last of Us, and I really liked it, but I didn't love it as much as I did on my first watch.
the thing with season 7 of Clone Wars, you're only loving the last 4 episodes.
That's what I'm
That's what I
thinking.
was
The
gonna
whole
say.
storyline with what was her name? Chess. What?
They're the worst
Exactly.
ever. Don't even get me started.
Terrible.
I did.
But those last 4 episodes are just.
I'm going
just
Last
like
of
a
Us.
sweep.
Trish is bad, yes, but also the first couple episodes are with they introduced the Bad Batch, and I know you guys don't really
Bad
like the
Batch
Bad
is fucking ass.
if you haven't watched it, but it is good. And obviously, the last 4 episodes of season 7 are, if you look on IMDb, I think they're all over a 9.8. Like they're that good.
I'll go on record and say I think the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars is like the second best thing in Star Wars ever behind like Empire, honestly. Like it's up there with that. But do you like what they're called? The Martez sisters. That arc is literally the worst TV I think I've like ever like some of the worst TV I've ever seen. Like it is so bad. And the Bad Batch stuff is like solid. Like it's I don't hate it, but I don't think it's like I don't know. I just think the whole season like is fine and then it's terrible and then it's amazing. Whereas like The Last of Us, like I just love that story.
Yeah,
like,
but
it's
for
true.
for me in rewatching The Last of Us, I think that there are 2 episodes that are skippable in The Last of Us. And I know a lot of people love episode 3 of The Last of Us. I think you can easily skip it and move forward with the story. Like all you need is the final 10 minutes of episode 3. And you can probably skip also the episode where Ellie and Riley too. Because there's
I
just
think
like 10 minutes of information you need.
But how
Yeah,
many
I
can
think
we
you can
skip of
skip-
Clone Wars?
yeah, so I think you can skip 8 episodes of the last season of Clone
But
Wars.
I know, yeah, I'm saying I think that some of the things you're bringing up are also consistent though with The Last of Us. Like I think you can skip episodes there too.
I
Yeah,
also don't
I
think
just
the peak of The Last of Us comes close to the peak of those final 4.
that's fair. I'd probably agree with that. Yeah,
I
I don't
literally
hate it. I think you
sat
guys already
there.
won, but
I sat there during COVID and I literally replayed the Darth Maul like awakening of eyes scene of like with Revenge of the Sith parallels 4 times in a row. No lie. It was that good.
And
So
I still
season
watch
7 of Clone Wars.
I still
means a
watch it
lot.
every couple months. I'll just watch those 4 episodes.
I started it a
That's
couple
fair.
weeks ago.
that is 100% fair. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like yes, you can skip some in The Last of Us, but like skipping 2 episodes in The Last of Us compared to like 8 in the final season of Clone Wars.
Well, I think the other
Aren't there only 8 episodes in the final? How many are in the
There's
final
12.
season?
12, I think.
Oh,
I
Well, I
counted
think
Would
just
be
the last
equate to
4.
like the same time.
like
Yes, I
obviously,
watched the final 4. I would love to watch the final 4.
yeah.
Like I love
But
them.
obviously,
Let's
you
just
know
do an
the-
episode on the final 4 episodes of Clone
Yeah,
Wars.
let's
dude.
Fucking do it.
But like you also know the structure of Clone Wars. Like there's different arcs, so like you
Yeah.
don't have to watch all 8. Obviously, like the last 4 are just a different arc.
Yeah, I agree. But if we're like comparing full seasons, I feel like, I mean, I think, it's 3v2 already, but I'm with Schnur, I think, on The Last of Us.
If the final season was just the 4 episodes, I think it's easy for me.
Yeah.
Clone Wars.
If it was 4 20-minute episodes, I'd probably go
Yeah,
for it.
I think that's fair, but like Christian said, I think the peak is just too peak for me
It's too
of Clone
high.
Wars for me to
Yeah.
just like not move forward with that.
All
That's
right.
fair.
It
All
won.
those episodes.
We're moving it on. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Season 1 of Stranger Things or season 4?
Holy fuck.
That's
4.
crazy, but I'm 4.
It's
I'm
4.
for
It's
that.
4.
4 is fucking
4
peak television.
moves it all in together and everything. I care about every single storyline we're in. There's not one that I'm like skipping. There's not one that I'm like, oh, can we just go back to this one? Every single character I care about. It could have started in season 1, but 4 is just unbelievable.
Why was that so easy for you guys to decide? You guys are neglecting how good season 1 is.
Season
Dude,
1 was
I
great.
don't
just
think it
rewatched
is.
Stranger
I've been on this
Things
for a
like 3
while.
months ago, and season 4 is absolutely magnificent.
I
Yeah.
think it's quick for me because I loved season 1 so much, and then the next 2 seasons were like good but didn't quite reach that, and I thought like it's never gonna reach the height of season 1, just ended after 3. And then season 4 came out and it was so unbelievably good, and I was like
So good.
shaking in my bed at like that mid-season finale, and like it was just crazy. And
I
I was
just
like, oh
got
my god, like,
chills.
I was like, I was
I got
wrong.
chills too.
I was like, I was
I'm-
wrong. They keep going. Like it was incredible. It
Am I
was like,
rewatching Stranger
and-
Things this week?
The music's
Yeah.
in my
Holy
ears.
shit, dude. It
Um,
comes out this summer, this Saturday, or
find
season
you.
5. Oh,
This
I mean,
summer.
yeah,
So
this goes
good.
without saying, but the season 1 Stranger Things is like so phenomenal. But I think similar to what Stranger said about Squid Games, is like season 4 was like also very culturally like important to
So
like
good.
that summer of 2022. Like I think like the entire world was on board with season 4, and like the peak in season 4. I mean, not even just the peak. Like the whole season is peak.
Literally,
Like,
there's not a
it's-
bad
Literally.
episode.
Yeah.
fucking chills this whole time.
The
I mean,
fight
it's
between her and
incredible.
one, like it's
Christian, make your case for 1. Make
I
your
mean,
case for
listen,
1.
it's just like the world building, the setup, the introduction to all the characters, like everything with Eleven and Hopper and God,
Yeah, I
this-
mean, season 1's great.
Look, it's
Season
not a
1's great.
blowout.
amazing.
it's
It's not a
not
Yeah,
blowout.
no.
It's
but
very,
it's an
very
easy-
close.
It's an easy 4 for me though. That's how good.
Oh,
it
that's
is.
easy. I think it's very, very
It's
close.
easy 4 for me too.
I think it's incredibly close, but I would probably lean 4. Like every
it's-
single episode felt like a movie, and I feel like that's
Literally.
it was like a cinematic experience every single episode.
I think
Beautiful.
season 4 closes out in 5 games. Like I think it's that. I think it's that good.
5 games. I'd go 6.
I think it's like
It's not going to
I
6.
think it's 7, and I think
Gentleman's
only
sweep.
Oh,
I
7.
think
I don't know
4
about
wins
that.
because they have home field, just because like the 3 of you already have it, like higher seed.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say one thing before we move on. Season 4 of Stranger Things in general, all 4 seasons. Katie is a notorious phone user during shows or movies, glued to the screen. No phone in sight.
Yeah.
That
was
was a
all
great
single.
Rising. What song is she running up that hill?
Running up that hill.
My
Incredible.
god.
Dude, how about the incredible acting of Lucas when he's holding Max in his arms?
Oh.
And half of that is improvised.
So
Oh.
Joseph Quinn also won Rookie
Vecna?
of the Year for that season.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
breaking out
yeah.
This guy
now.
came out of the
Yeah.
scene there.
Oh yeah.
Eddie Munson.
By the
Oh.
way, do you guys want Max to be dead, or do you want her to be alive?
She's alive.
She's alive. Her
She's alive.
legs is
She's
fucked up though.
Try to
I
kill
was
her.
She
gonna be like,
folded like a pretzel, dude.
Dude, I remember watching it and I didn't remember that part, and I was like, "Oh my god, fucking legs, dude! Oh my god, dude!"
all right. Let's move on. I think this would be easier. We're going season 2 of Black Mirror. Consists of White Bear and White Christmas versus the Penguin.
Penguin.
Ooh.
let me look at Black Mirror first.
Black Mirror.
It's a light episode, light thing, but I think the 2 best episodes of the entire show are in that season. San Junipero's up there, but White Bear and White Christmas.
Okay. Well, for starters, it also maybe has the worst with the Waldo moment.
Yeah.
And I'm also not. Oh, it has the Donald Gleason episode too. I'm not like the biggest White Bear guy. Like it's good, but it's not like it wouldn't put
White
it
Bear's
as like one of my.
Be right,
great.
be right
Great.
back is great
It's
too,
great.
though, too.
That's that's a good one.
Sorry.
I'm not the biggest
There you
Black
go.
Mirror fan,
I'm
to
not
be honest.
I'm taking Penguin.
I'm taking Penguin as well.
I think I'll go Penguin.
I think Penguin sweeps here 4-0.
Yeah.
4-0 series Penguin.
It's also a little difficult for a season of individual episodes. Like it's hard to
yeah,
like
it's hard
compare a
to.
season like that.
you'll see in a few. It is hard to find seasons that we've all like loved together.
No, that's fair.
So
I mean, we can't watch White Lotus. We can't watch Succession. We can't
yeah.
most of the later
right.
seasons of Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Let's hop into season 1 of Invincible versus season 3 of Invincible.
It's
Season 3.
one.
Oh,
Oh shit! Hold on, let me think then.
I'm going season 3 easy.
Hold on, I
I
gotta
was looking
compare
forward to that every week, and I think it has one of the best finales I've ever seen. Even if you guys like think a little better, I think
Yeah.
that is top 4 episodes for me ever.
I'm going season 3 is better than season 1, but season 1 finale is better than season 3. But the
That-
full season
I
is
agree.
season 3 is better.
I have a
I agree.
problem with season 1. I have a problem with season 3. My problem with season 1 is Amber. I don't like Amber at all. My problem with season 3 is that Omni-Man is like barely in it. So I'm struggling with this right now. So I'm gonna let you guys decide, and I'm just gonna
So
hope
a
it's an outmatch.
character that you hate is in most of it, but a character you love isn't in it as much. But even though you love all the characters, I
Yeah,
think that's clear as season 3.
It's season 1 for me. I mean, we need to talk. Are you kidding me? Like, head through the train, the fight with
But
Nolan
think
and
about the
Bart.
full season.
The full I love the full season.
I hate when they go to college. Like I hate when they go to college and they
That's season 2.
No. I'm talking about the episode. Like that
Yeah,
episode I feel like so skippable. What's his
Sounds
name?
like the
I think
D.
robot
Sinclair.
guys.
I just don't care about D.
Oh,
Sinclair.
oh.
Like
I
that
know what you mean.
episode, and there was not a single episode in season 3 that I did not like.
That's not
yeah.
true. What about the prison episode with like the big dragon? Like, come on.
Still think
Oh,
it's
I
great.
like that
I think
one.
it's I think
alright.
it's better
It
than
wasn't
most. I
bad.
don't think it's out of place in the season. It's not as great as so that like it is still better than I think a lot of season 1. I mean, they're so close for me.
Season
but-
1 for me, I feel like I don't want to say filler, but there's a lot of just Mark figuring out his powers and like fighting these like dumbass villains that I really have no interest in.
Do we even have to talk about the
No, I
I'm
mean,
so
you guys are-
lonely monologue?
What's
You
the
guys are already outnumbering
yeah?
Christian.
So what's the vote at right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, there's no point.
I
On
think it's
season
4-1.
1, but whatever.
It's just fun to have the argument. All right. Next matchup, final 2 of round 1. We got season 5 of Friends versus season 1 of The Walking Dead. Season 5 of Friends is after Ross says Rachel at his wedding, and everyone finds out. Everyone finds out about Monica and Joey.
Yeah, dude.
Vegas and pivot.
Yeah, dude.
It's fine.
I'll go Friends because I haven't seen
Friends.
The Walking Dead.
There's so many. I was just taking a shot on Walking Dead. Like it was so hard to pick one that
Yeah,
was
I don't
one
think season 1 of The Walking Dead is not like I have better seasons that I like more than season 1, which is
I
why I'll
agree.
go Friends.
Yeah, I agree.
It's hard picking a season of Friends, but I think this is the best. I
Yeah.
think it's just when it really reaches stride.
Is that why you texted if I
Friends.
watched Friends?
No, I texted about it because you want it for some other reason. Yes, of course I was texting about it for that.
All right, let me go fuck myself. I don't know. Maybe you were
All
curious
right.
about what a friend has watched.
Last first round matchup. We got season 1 of Mandalorian versus season 2 of Mandalorian. Season 2 has Luke Skywalker coming in and all of that. Season 1 is like the start of the build up. I don't even know where I am with this one.
I think it's an easy 2 for me. I think season 1's like good establishment, but then like the season 2 it just takes it like up a notch in every single way possible.
Yeah, I'm too.
I agree.
I think I didn't enjoy a lot of the episodes in season 1, to be honest. I wasn't huge on it until season 2.
I was huge on it in season 1. Season 1 like blew up just because of Baby Yoda, but I think season 2 is better.
Season 2 is better. That doesn't
Yeah.
discuss.
All right, sweep. All right, second round matchup. Season 1 of Severance versus Andor.
Severance.
Is this a joke?
Severance.
Well, this is how it lined up. You
No,
saw.
I know. I was kidding. I wasn't saying like this is your
This is how you
fault.
saw everything
I
was
was just
going.
like,
Season 1 of Severance, and if I hear anything else, I'm actually just hearing lies.
there's
I'm
no
hearing
way.
just clear bias, and I
Christian,
see
there's
you
no
smiling.
way.
I'm waiting for it.
I don't think it's a runaway, truthfully, but I do think it's Severance.
Yeah, I think it's a lot closer than what you guys are saying, but
Yeah.
I think Severance is slightly better. Season 7 Clone Wars, season 4 Stranger Things.
Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Stranger Things.
Clone
Let's
Wars.
hear
Stranger
it.
Things as well. I will like this the final 4. I think this is where it comes into play more is like this it's not a complete season. Season 4 of Stranger Things is a complete season and it does reach the heights that Clone Wars does.
I agree. That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I'm curious to see like where you guys rank Stranger Things like all time as a show. I mean,
Oh,
season
we're about
4
to
is
see
Probably-
things.
Probably one of my favorite shows. So
Mine too.
that's fun. I would do Clone Wars, probably bias.
All right,
I just like
4-1
can't watch
there.
those. Yeah.
All right, Penguin versus season 3 of Invincible. I think this is a little harder.
It is harder.
Ooh.
I'm Invincible fucking Glazer over here. I choose season 3 of Invincible.
It's Invincible season 3.
I think for the sake of live action, I think I'm gonna give it to Penguin because
What does
I
that
think
mean?
I think I can appreciate that live action was execute. How can I frame this? I think I can appreciate live action being better than like a cartoon being better. If that makes like, I think it's easier to make a good cartoon. Does that make sense?
I totally
No.
disagree.
I disagree with that.
I think at the end of the day, it's just storytelling. I do think the Penguin, but I disagree with that. Like,
Wow, 2-2.
sentiment of it.
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know.
I would
I
say-
mean,
Or is it?
this
Yeah.
is very, very difficult. Season 3 of Invincible. Okay, so I'm thinking of the episodes.
I'm gonna stay Penguin. I'm gonna hold back and forth, but
I think I'm gonna have to go Penguin.
This
Wow.
is fucking crazy.
I don't
Does
know.
Penguin have a 9.9 rated episode? And then IMDb, like,
don't
I
matter.
don't care about ratings.
oh,
Never have cared.
that is brutal.
Penguin does not reach the heights.
I love
heights of-
Penguin. I love it. Batman universe is one of my favorite
I think it
universes. But
does.
The
Invincible season
characters
3
are better
is-
in Invincible.
I think for
they?
Penguin, I
don't
like
know.
I couldn't turn Penguin off. Like I could turn off season 3 of Invincible.
I was
Mm-mm.
super, super, super excited when both of them came out, like every Thursday or every Sunday. But I think I was more excited to watch the Penguin every week.
So was I. And Oz's arc is just so much better, I think, than any character or work in Invincible. And as good as like, I like the characters are all likable, like, and Omni Man could get there, but like, is anyone's arc as good as Oz's in that show?
No, not right now.
All right. Well, there we go. Penguin moves
So
on.
great.
They are both great.
Yeah.
Season 5 of Friends versus season 2 of Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
They're so different.
They're so
Yeah.
different, but I'm choosing Friends. I love
shout out
the
Friends. I'll
Mandalorian,
go
but the
Friends.
Friends is just like it deserves to get this Final Four opportunity. It is that good.
I'm gonna go Mandalorian.
I would go Mandalorian.
Oh my god.
2-2.
Dude, Luke Skywalker coming back in the X-Wing. Stop it.
You're
Everyone
Rossing
finding
Pivot?
out about Joey and Monica. What do you mean?
Chandler.
Yep, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
Yeah, you said Joey before, and I was like, did I miss that
As
episode?
great
I'm,
as
I'm
it is,
trying
I
to.
hate
I'm
that.
trying to go.
Chandler and Monica when Ross says Rachel, I take thee Rachel. Pivot.
Oh my
No,
God,
he
dude,
says
the
that. He says
episode-
that in season 4 finale. The aftermath is in season
Yeah,
5.
but it's still part of
But
that.
it's yeah. It does introduce season 1 episode or episode 1. It does
Dude,
say it.
Is the episode where like Phoebe pretends like she's hitting on Chandler? Is that in season 5 too?
Mm-hmm.
That's an all timer. Yeah, that's
That
season
is
6.
true.
Because that's
That
what they're
is an
trying to get
all-time
him figured
episode.
out.
Yeah, that was so.
That is
funny.
so iconic, and I love Luke coming
It's
back.
such-
But, like,
think about it
what
too
name
in
more
res-
things about the season?
Think about it too in respect to the rest of the show, how important that season is. Yeah, I think I have to go season 5 of Friends.
Let's go.
Wow.
Season 5 of Friends, or Final Four. Season 1 of Severance, season 4 of Stranger Things, Penguin, and season 5 of Friends. Season 1 Severance versus season 4 of Stranger Things.
Season 1 of
These-
Severance.
This
These are
might
my-
this might have had to be the
Crazy.
championship right here.
That's a crazy one.
Yeah, this is a good
These are my
matchup.
2 favorite shows going head to head right now.
You need
I
to watch
choose season
those.
4 of Stranger Things.
I need to watch
It-
more shows.
I
Let me,
was more
you know what?
excited
I'm gonna
for
leave.
Stranger Things than I was for Severance.
I'm gonna leave the Zoom, guys, because I need to watch more shows.
Just go watch Game of Thrones, man.
Yeah, I'll go watch
Yeah.
Andor.
Yeah.
I'll go watch Bad Batch.
Season 6 of episode or season 6 of Game of Thrones would have cleared all of this easily.
I mean,
Season
I
4 of
would think,
Succession
like,
would have cleared all this easily.
Oh yeah.
4
Yeah.
seasons of Game of Thrones over any of these. But...
Sure.
Alright,
Is,
back to
is
the topic,
Succession the
back to the
best show you've
topic.
ever seen?
I think I've recently thought about this. Like, I think pound for pound, it's the best show ever. Like, just
I
what
What
I've
is
seen.
really do think
Succession?
Succession is that good.
Succession. It's just like.
Stop talking about Succession. You're not on
Okay,
Succession.
I voted Stranger Things. I voted. I
I'm
said
voting
Stranger
Stranger Things too.
It's Severance, and it's not close.
Oh,
Wow.
you're
Would
crazy.
What about season 1 versus this season then, or versus Severance? Season 1 of Severance versus season 1 of Stranger Things.
Wait, season. Hold on.
Season 1 of
Because
Stranger
you
Things
said
versus
season 1
1
of
of
Stranger
Severance.
Things was better.
Oh,
Was better.
okay.
Just hypothetically.
Severance. I think Severance is
Okay.
the better show.
I think we have 3-1 right now. Let's hear it, Severance Glazer. Pick it.
But he's
Dude,
also
I-
a Stranger Glazer.
I'm also a Stranger Glazer.
But
So I
think
don't
he
know what he's gonna
loves-
pick
I think
here.
he's talked about Severance more.
But that's because it
Like,
came
That's
out,
because
dude.
it came out.
When Stranger Things came out,
Whenever we talked about it all the time, but I think I mean, maybe because we have a podcast now, but like,
I mean,
I
yeah.
feel like
I mean, it.
don't
My
every
vote
day
doesn't
Chase talks about
matter.
Severance.
Don't let
I don't think my vote
But
matters
we can
here,
vote.
right? Because it's 3. But
I need to hear it though.
You this is so tough. This is like a photo finish, Lightning McQueen finish right now. I think I would go Stranger Things. I think.
Wow.
Stranger Things is all time.
This is
wow.
insanity.
I think.
Stranger
That-
Christian, I
that
think you're
season was
forgetting. I
good.
think
Christian,
you're
you got to
forgetting
rewatch.
how-
I think.
Yeah, I think you're forgetting how good season 4 is of Stranger Things.
Just because like the scale feels so massive to me, like I get that it doesn't to me make it better than everything we get from Severance. Like the characters in Severance are so much better from episode to episode. Like thinking about what the fuck could happen next. Like you just don't know what the hell is gonna happen. Like theorizing everything.
That was
The
the Stranger
cons.
too.
I think the
We were
concept.
strange. We were. Yeah, you
Only
go.
better.
Never mind. You could. I mean, we were theorizing what was
You
going to
could
happen.
say the
Like the
same
whole
thing.
Vecna
Yeah.
thing, like with the time clocks back in the seasons. Like
That's
we
fair.
were, we were
Like,
theorizing.
I guess
that.
you could do it with like any show, but I feel like it's just escalated with Severance. I don't know.
That's fair. That's like the biggest theory show. All right, season 4 of Stranger Things, the finale. Now we get Penguin versus season 5 of Friends.
Why do we have Stranger Things in the fucking final?
It's gonna win.
I'm going
Go-
Friends here.
I'll say, do I take Friends here?
I'm going Penguin.
I'm going Friends pretty easily too. I don't even.
This is Friends, easy.
I do love.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll go Friends. I just love Friends so much.
Dude, there's no way Friends wins this whole bracket.
When I first watched Friends, like when I first came across this season, oh my god, I was like, it literally changed my life. It was that good. It was incredible.
Is this the England
like,
episode? Yeah, this is the England episode
Yes,
too,
they
right?
come back
Yeah,
from
the whole
England,
England
yeah.
episode.
Like they
Yeah.
start in England, like it's just incredible. Season, what a
Dude,
finale!
remember when the street vendor convinces Joey to buy the British hat, and Chandler's like, "I'm not walking around London with you in that hat."
Well, that was the season before, right? Because that
Oh,
was
that
like,
was
before the-
4?
Yeah,
That was before
so
the
they
wedding.
get
Yeah.
yes.
So we're screwing up the seasons.
No.
So we're
He-
voting
I mean,
Penguin.
He could be.
No, I'm
No,
still
I
going
think we're choosing
Friends. There are
Friends.
still
No,
many
I'm
more
kidding.
moments in
I'm
Friends.
kidding.
Wait.
All right, finales. What?
Oh wait, I was gonna say season 5 also has the Thanksgiving episodes, or like the Thanksgiving
Yes.
episode when like
The
all the
Thanksgiving where
flashbacks with Chandler.
Oh, when he
He
cuts his
says, "I
toe
love
off.
you," and she's
Yeah.
with a massive fucking turkey
Yeah.
on her head.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
season
this
5.
championship is a sweep.
Season
in my
five.
opinion.
Season 4 of Stranger Things was season 5 of Friends.
Stranger Things. Come on.
Season 5 ends with Ross and Rachel getting married in Vegas, bro.
That's what I'm
the end
saying.
of
It has
season 5.
Vegas in it.
Stop. Stop it.
First off, I want to say I can name 10 seasons better than Stranger Things season 4.
Okay, well,
But-
there's a lot of shows that aren't here because we haven't all seen them.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go Friends 5.
There's no fucking way.
I'm
There's
absolutely
no way.
100%.
I'm going season 4 of Stranger Things. Whenever
Oh
we
my
first
God,
came out, we
thank
were watching it.
God.
It was just it's neck and neck for me. But Stranger Things
It's also
tops it.
very close. It's hard for me because they're very different, but I think I'll go Stranger Things just because of. Yeah,
Yeah. It is close. I love Friends, but I think like if like, when you're watching season 5 of Friends and it ends, you're not like, oh my god, it's one of the best seasons of TV I've ever seen. You're just like, I love Friends. But when you watch season 4 of Stranger Things, you're like, holy shit, that was an amazing season. I feel like for me at least, like I don't know.
Friends is the most overrated show of all time.
Oh,
I'm
shut
telling
up.
you that right now.
Get out.
I
Get
mean,
out, get out of here.
Get
I
out.
mean, I was saving this to the whole tournament. I did not think it was gonna fucking reach this far. I was fine with you guys having it. It's the most overrated show of all time. How I Met Your Mother's better.
No, it's
No,
not.
no.
Ted Mosley's a little crybaby
What-
bitch. The whole thing.
What else? What else
You
is
must have
better?
never, you
The
must have never
whole
heard of
time.
Seinfeld or Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Those
or any
are
of
all
sitcoms
better.
That are terrible. No shot. Those are better.
All
no
better.
shot.
Seen 'em?
Curb, no.
Curb is the worst show I think I've ever seen.
Curb is not the worst
Seinfeld-
show. Okay.
Seinfeld
Friends is better than
brutal.
Seinfeld. I was being dramatic. Seinfeld sucks.
Jordan, let's not say the nickname I have on air for Modern Family, but
Modern Family's better.
okay.
And Friends?
Yes.
Wait, Christian, why
I
did you
don't
bring
like
that up?
Friends.
But
I wanted to hear what you guys.
Oh, what he thinks is better?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Stranger already won, right? Do we all vote Stranger?
Stranger Things season 4 won, but I think what is the real story of the finals is his fucking Friends hate.
What the fuck is this
I
bracket?
hate the Friends hate. I hate the Friends hate.
The Friends hate will not stand. All right,
Friends
well that
sucks.
wraps up
Okay.
TV show seasons bracket.
If we brought in season 4 of Breaking Bad or season 5, would that have taken out Stranger Things?
I haven't seen it.
Season
I
four
Yes.
stopped
Breaking
after
Bad
season
would've-
3.
Wait, Jagger, you haven't seen Breaking Bad?
I stopped after season 3. I just
That's
Whoa, that's like sacrilegious.
Season 4 of Breaking Bad is better than season 4 of Stranger
I've heard, I've
Yeah,
seen, like
absolutely.
my roommates watched it last semester, and they got all the way through. I'm just like, I just don't care.
Things. Maybe this will inspire you, Jagger. If we're
What-
saying it's better than
It
the one
doesn't.
that won.
What about
That's
for the
fucking
Breaking
crazy.
Bad lovers here?
Because
Breaking
season
Bad or
6
Stranger
of Game of
Things?
Thrones clears
Yeah,
all
Breaking
of this.
Bad for sure, I think.
I'm Breaking
Which
Bad.
one though?
I would-
Which one?
Season 4. like
Season
you said.
4, I would. Season 5, I know it's Ozymandias or whatever, but season 4, I
Okay.
love the ending of
Go
season 4.
go around. What is your favorite TV show season of all time? I said mine. Mine's season 6 of Game of Thrones.
Mine's season
Oh no, it's not.
Mine's
No, it's
season
not.
4
I'm
Game
sorry.
of
Season
Thrones.
1 of True Detective. Are we kidding? Season 1 of True Detective is the greatest greatest season of anything ever.
I still gotta
I
watch
can't believe
that.
I
Four
did
is the-
that. I can't believe I did that.
Season 4 of Game of Thrones is the best season of television there is.
I'm not even gonna state my
Unfortunately-
opinion. I'm just gonna get told I need to watch more TV, so I'm out on
What
this
is
one.
it?
No, what is that? I want to hear it, Chase.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I don't know.
I was gonna say, unfortunately
Just
for
get
Christian, he
one.
hasn't seen Succession because season 4 of Succession is literally.
I think I'm with Schnurr.
It's like
Incredible.
I remember watching that every episode was so like literally like a 10 out of 10, and then the next episode would be even better, and the next episode got better, and I'm like, how are they even doing this? It's so good. Like it's the best thing I've ever seen TV wise.
Let me tell Christian the ratings from season 4 and then he'll watch it. Ready, Christian?
Yeah.
8.6, 8.9, 9.9, 9.0, 9.0, 8.6, 9.1, 9.4, 9.4, 9.5.
And that 9.9 is the best episode of television ever, by the way.
Easily.
The one 9.9 in there.
Right. Chase, you have one before we wrap everything up?
I feel like your favorite show is always Breaking Bad.
No, I think my favorite show was Stranger Things until Severance. Like I love Severance that much. I don't know. I don't know. I guess, but I don't want to say.
I think it's
Just
the one that
skip me.
won. I
Just
think it's the
skip
one
me.
that. No, we got to hear it.
I don't know. I don't want to take up any more time. Any more.
First one that
time.
comes to your
Skip it.
head.
We're
First one that comes to
running
your head.
long.
If I say Chase, name a great season of television, what's the first one that comes to your head?
Stranger Things season 4.
Stranger Things season 4 would be in the conversation. Yeah,
Okay.
that would probably be my first
Okay.
thought.
We're going with that. All right, that wraps up TV show season draft. There we go. It's a mouthful. But before we go, we're gonna do a little bit different episode next week. We're gonna do a longer segment based, and we're gonna cut it down to 2 movies. So we chose before. We're gonna do Dune and Dune Part 2. We're gonna go over both of those. So we're gonna watch those, and then what is Stenko laughing in the back?
Yeah.
Probably.
He stuck his
Alright.
tongue out.
Sorry, our friend is in the
Because Dune?
back.
Let's
But we're gonna
let's
go
let Stenko know
those.
that this was Christian's idea, as they both give each other eyes about how bad it is. This was Christian's idea.
This is my idea, and I'm
Christian,
excited.
Alright, we're gonna do
Christian's
this.
the
We're trying
king
to go
of
more-
picking movies and then saying he doesn't want to watch them.
I'm trying to go more segment based. So we're gonna do a longer news section, and then we're definitely gonna do 2, maybe 3 games, and then we'll decide, and we'll just want to hear what you guys think, which is better, what we should move on. Go ahead.
But also next week, there's a good chance we're gonna do Sinners as well.
Yes, so we could do Sinners. It could be a longer one,
Yeah.
even though this is running long too. But we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to that one. I mean, it's some of our favorite, me and Joe's favorite movie of all time we're reviewing. So
It's gonna be a
that's gonna be
war.
fun.
What'd you say, Christian?
So
I said this could be a war next week.
A war.
Yeah, it could
You're gonna be wrong.
This could be
Battlefront.
this could be our Avengers episode.
It's Civil War.
could be.
That's
All
great.
right, you can find us on socials. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TikTok, and Instagram. And we'll see you next week.
Say it.
Peace.